Are you tired of worrying about how your loved ones back home will pay for their healthcare needs? Sending money isn't enough. You need a solution that ensures the funds you send are used specifically for healthcare costs. WellaHealth Diaspora is that solution that helps Nigerians in the diaspora send money specifically for healthcare back home. It's simple. Here's how it works. When you buy a health voucher on WellaHealth, they will contact you on how you'd prefer to spend your voucher on your family. They'll deliver quality healthcare to them and report back to you. With WellaHealth Diaspora, you'll get access to telemedicine services, regular checkups, medicine fulfillment, and health plans. Plus, you can trust that the money you send is utilized for healthcare, and the chance of being defrauded is removed. Don't wait until it's too late to take care of your family's health needs. Your family's health is too important to delay. Act now and start sending love and care to your family back home with WellaHealth Diaspora. Are you still here? Hurry! Visit www.wellahealth.com/diaspora to start sending health vouchers to your loved ones in Nigeria today.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of 234 Essential. My name is Ayomide Tayo.
And I am Ugochi, the Igbo Stallion.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for sending your fan mails.
Thank you for reaching out to us and always, showing love because it's all love from this side.
Yeah, it's all love. Thank you very much. All right, if you're a first-time listener, 234 Essential is that podcast that helps you break down the Nigeria experience and helps you navigate the life we live here in Nigeria. This great country of ours, italics, where our president-elect has gone missing. We don't know where he is in the world. They're showing us throwback photos. But God is good. Our main president is he's doing lesser Hajj.
I love it.
Going topless. Shout out to him. He's doing fine boy now.
I love it.
God bless to him. And
he's the original fine boy.
If you're an all-time listener, thank you guys for sticking with us. You know how it is.
If you haven't listened to the previous episode of 234 Essential, please go back, listen. What was last episode's name?
Wasn't no plug and play?
No, Nigerian Stories.
Oh, Nigerian Stories.
If you haven't listened to Nigerian Stories, please go back, listen, like, share, review. Tell me. Shout out to Ajebo tweets. She mentioned me. Said she likes when I go on my rants.
I see. Yeah, I see. The only mention of Ugochi.
Just in case you don't, do you rant often?
I don't rant.
Well, I don't think I'm ranting. Maybe I should take it back.
Men of God have peace like that.
I have peace, so that's where I'm functioning from. Why don't you believe like I have
peace? The other side is when Jesus went to go and whip people at the temple.
Because righteous anger is important. Right. Because sometimes people want to derail.
Okay, good.
Do you get what I mean? And you need to reset people. Interesting that you talked about that because I've been having conversations of recent about that part of the Bible, right? Yeah. How Jesus went into to
whip people.
Yeah, do you understand what I mean? And I was telling someone recently, she was saying, but that the law says something. So if and I were talking about something for context, right?
Jesus the law.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but he says also that you know the law, but your heart is deceptive. And so that's why in all things, through prayer and supplication, that you should pray to him. Do you get what I mean? Like take no action on your own. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're just having this back and forth. And she was like, but if you know the law, why? I'm like, that's why our human existence and knowledge comes in. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. We always feel larger than life, like we know so much and so deeply. But what do you even know? Do you even know if you're dying the next minute? Like, nobody don't even know as much as that. You don't even know that tiny bit. And then you say, oh, but you know the law. You know nothing, G.
Yeah. All right, please, our newsletter is functioning up and running. Please subscribe to it so you can get the episode immediately as it drops. That's
Nana's like gift to our listeners. Yeah. It's just like if you subscribe to the newsletter, you'll be the first to listen to 234 before it drops.
First come, first listen.
Exactly. You'll be first to listen to the newsletter before it drops on Wednesday.
Yep.
And sometimes the newsletters are, many times. Actually, the newsletters are also personalized newsletters in the sense that I or AOT2 write them. I don't know. Have you written anyone recent?
No.
Yeah, but anyway, both of us write the newsletters and we would sometimes be dropping like personal nuggets here and there. So it's all fun and it's all love. I'm hoping to also grow some level of interaction and engagement with you guys. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Some content for the newsletter.
Yep.
Anyhow, Ayo, how are you?
I'm good.
It's good to see you today.
Yeah.
We established today that Ayo is not a caring person.
That's the agenda.
Just for those who don't know, like all your women crushes, I need to let you guys know, like you need to teach your mans.
I'm celibate.
Mans needs to be taught how to.
I've dedicated my life to Lord.
So God is love.
I'm furthering the gospel.
But God is love, isn't it?
Oath of celibacy.
But God is love, no?
I know.
But this thing we're talking about is not based on celibacy now.
Okay.
Max is not involved.
All right.
Do you get what I mean? Just based on care, from one person to another. Do you get what I mean?
Care beer.
Yeah, but do you get what I mean? Did you watch that cartoon? With their heart bursting out with a lot of pixie dust.
I watched that one that was like a horror film that where everything went dark and it seems like the whole kingdom was going.
Oh my God.
Why you don't go watch them?
But why don't you watch Care Bears? What happened to those guys or all those cartoons?
Nigerian TV sucks. Nigerian terrestrial TV sucks for children.
Do you remember one Nigerian cartoon, African cartoon, Sarah? Her name was Sarah. She was in some rural village.
I know, but that's when I thought that it was also some UNO.
And she had, and she had like a monkey.
I don't fuck with that. I like Oyibo cartoon. I don't fuck with African cartoons.
But I like that cartoon. She had a lot of. It was good to see like a black kid on TV.
Nope, sorry.
But the annoying part for me was that why was she always wearing her uniform?
Because she don't get clothes. Huh?
Like the uniform, like
that's why she's in the village.
Do you understand what I mean? As much as Sarah was sweet and stuff, like we could also see how she was helpful with the community as a child. It was just like, auntie, they come out clothes.
She know they come out.
Because that time by the time you don't play like this, by the time you come back from school, even the uniform, they wonder whether they burn it or should you wash it and wear it to school the next day.
She don't fumigate it.
Do you understand? Because some people they play pieces, but like this babe will come back from school and her uniform is still clean enough for her to be moving around. Do you get what I mean?
So sad that the people who can't afford like cable or like YouTube for their kids who just end up watching bullshit on Nigerian television.
Or just maybe listening to street gossip now, normally.
Sorry.
That's fastest way of communication.
So you know what Votron, you know what for others ones.
Yep.
Okay.
And by the way, all these kids now are looking forward to being influencers.
2 years old, 3 years old. Come on, if you are making your child an influencer at 3 years old, you have a problem as a parent. You really have a problem.
But like there are people who like make money off like their kids' appearances on social media.
You're peeping your child now. That's it now.
But is that how you see it though?
Yes, that's how I see it now. So if your child now comes of age and says, I don't like what he did to me, blah, 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 blah.
Oh no, now this is you sounding woke and shit.
I have to be woke because let the child be a child. Don't put a child in front of a camera and be peeping your child for. There are pedophiles out there too, bro.
Well, agreed, like 100%, because now your child has more eyes.
Yeah, you're selling your child to the algorithm for. Let your child be your child. Let him ride a bike. Let him go watch TV. Let him hang out.
You know that kids no longer socialize like that anymore. People have become more paranoid.
That's why you must have big compound.
Their sun time is also less now.
That's not for my own children. You will go out now.
No, but like we're not talking about your own children. They will come. And like they're also children that like the children that are here now. We're talking about like the larger populace now.
You can still put your child in those ones, but I'm just saying putting tripod, putting light in front of your child. Calm down now. It's not that.
But that's the generation they're growing into. How about
don't
we?
Don't be a Kardashian Jenner. Don't be. This is the thing that making Kanye West go mad. But you know what's his child on TikTok? The father said, I don't want my child on TikTok. But the mother and the grandmother were saying, this is the third generation of our lineage.
And
so let's start
groom them now.
By 18, nude cover. He's down. He show me that.
Maybe before that.
Even before hair. They'll give one rapper boyfriend. That one, at that point, Kanye will fully lose his mind, enter market. I know when madman enters market, they know they cure him again. Even when you medicine, know they cure madman when enter market.
True. But I feel like we're waiting for the conflict of science and humanity.
Oh, because
I don't mean the small hair jabs now. I'm still feeling the jabs. I'm talking about the and you understand that it's here. But like we're still in the early stages of the trying out of AI technology. Like the early tryout stages, right?
Black Mirror.
Of course, I work Black Mirror.
Black Mirror is just showing us where we're going to.
Exactly. So here's what I'm getting at, right? We're still in the early stages of AI, hence why there are a lot of things that we're not taking into cognizance. For instance, what you're just talking about, right? Me, I'm of the opinion, right, that the child can grow and say, I don't want to do this for kids, blah, 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 blah.
The child can say, fuck it, why did you use me to be for
I think that's why
YouTube, TikTok business?
That's why it's very important that humans right now check everything and put checks to things, right?
Yeah.
In the sense like, I don't know how to put it, but I'm really thinking like my brain is working wider than what I'm saying. But like I'm saying, so if a person grows of age and says they don't want their face to be, they don't want to be public figures anymore, is there a law that says you can take down all your videos, remove yourself if you please?
I don't know if there's a law, but if you have a good lawyer, it can be done.
Right?
In the right climate, not here in Nigeria.
I'm sure there's also a counter law to that.
Yeah, but
in a sense.
I just feel uncomfortable when I just see kids on. I'm like, bro, come on, let the kids be kids, man. Don't be peeping them out to.
But we see kids on our Instagram, those Wahala kids. Do you watch those boys? Those two boys?
Those twins.
Yeah, those twins. Yeah, I say it's with big head. Please
Why?
don't kill me.
They should be enjoying their life as children.
And but like for these kids, yes, I agree 100%. But I'm saying that unfortunately we're going into a world where nothing seems to be
because people don't
in line anymore.
People don't want to live a private life anymore. Everybody wants to be the. And it's not bad if you want to be an influencer, but know the line between public life and private life.
Okay.
Some people just blur the lines and bro, this is too much.
But so that's another thing now. For you, because you're conservative, there's a line.
I'm middle conservative.
Okay, great. I agree, right? Because you're middle conservative, there's a line for you.
Yeah.
So at what point do you say, because some people's line is they will not post nudes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
Some other people's line is they will not, I don't know, what's the next thing? They will not show you the BDSM action, but they can show you during,
Yeah.
Some people, so where do you draw the line? That's what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, we're honestly currently living in a world where, see, it's almost hard for you to say, I want to take away this thing from my child, because how many parents are even allowing their children go outside to play these days? Everybody's on an iPad. Yeah,
I'm not saying you should not be on an iPad or anything. Give them all that one. Fine, you can watch cartoons on iPad. But not using your child as a means for clout. Nah, man, so I can't do that one.
Well, I don't know. People, they are baby influencers, There's also that. And there's always been baby influencers since the advent of FMCGs that promote baby products. The nyash you see on, I actually said nyash.
For me and my own household, we are okay, we are fine. Thank you very much.
The backside, baby derriere, you see on Pampers. We
are fine.
Do you understand what I mean?
Me and my own household, we are fine. But thank you very much.
I get you, Shao. Yeah. But I think there's a wider conversation to it that just
because
needs to be had.
Normally, like in entertainment, before social media came, children stars end up being fucked up people. Just shout out to people like Justin Timberlake who had, like, I don't know, Justin Timberlake was one of the few. Think of any child star and most of them are actually fucked up as adults.
I agree.
So it is what it is.
But anyway, you guys, still, while after listening to this episode, when I pod in tech, you guys need to actually sign up for our newsletters. It's so important.
Yeah.
Sign up. Like, I feel something cooking, right? I don't know why. Do you feel something cooking? I feel like there's something coming that we don't just...
I don't know.
Wow, it's the energy drop for me. I'm here trying to keep it bubbling. Just, how did you do that?
Sorry.
Give me that one at least. Okay. As you know, ask me how I did. Do you understand? As you didn't ask me. No. It's to, do you understand? I know. So now is penance I'm looking for. Moving forward, what's going to happen? Do you understand? I want action points. Do you get what I mean? But real time, Sha, I think I'm also at that stage in my life where I don't want people to say, oh, I'm sorry. It's just like, what's the solution? Okay, how do we move forward from here, right?
Okay.
Do you understand? You get the things where sorry they carry you. Do you understand?
Yeah,
but like, how do we move on from here? Do you get? I will efforts. Do you get what I mean? But since you did not ask me how I'm doing, yeah. Oh, yeah, Ayo, some people reached out to me about something like you said on the last episode.
What did I say? Yeah, Business Boys Father.
No, and I said I was going to read Eniola and Akija's messages to me. I've not even spoken to him about it still. Gosh, I've had an interesting week.
All right, let's start fan mail.
Yeah, let me read the first one, please. It's short. Please. Anyway, since you didn't say hello to me, and they said I should tell you that it's not a MMA fight. Israel's fight was a UFC fight.
Tomato.
Yeah, and that like the guy had beat him 2 times before.
See, this is strictly Nigerian agenda. Now the one way I talk. You know, I didn't know. But if people can skew history,
do you understand? We are allowed.
Which are editing our Wikipedia.
Do you understand what I mean? Whatever I want to put out, that's what I'm going to put out.
Shango is the one that discovered London.
I love it.
Finish.
That's exactly it.
Yes.
He enslaved them in an act of retaliation. He not enslaved us later.
They didn't tell you.
They didn't tell us that side.
Yeah.
I love it. This is how you change the narrative.
Yeah.
So fan mail. I'm reading the first one, and it's from Kelly. It says, hello AOT2 and Ugochi. I hope you guys are doing great. I am writing regarding the last episode. I'm a fan of the Global Village community. The major reason I write this fan mail is the conversation you guys had about Faith Oyedepo's tweets. What she tweets is simple and encourages others to keep their faith alive. I remember in 2009 or 2010, her husband preached about it on one of their services. Winners Church was having a convent day of fruitfulness. I had the opportunity to be Bishop David Abioye's open bracket Living Faith Goshen close bracket, and he said during the preaching that if anyone needs medical attention, please let me take that again. I remember in 2009 or 2010, her husband preached about it in one of their services. Winner Church was having a convent day of faith of fruitfulness. I had the opportunity to be Bishop David Abiyoye's, this all in caps. So Living Faith Goshen's
congregation, maybe.
I don't know. That's what I think so. And then she goes to say, and he said during the preaching that if anyone needs medical attention,
they should go for checkups.
They should go for checkups and follow the doctor's advice, that the advice the doctor gives them. And secondly, there are some listeners who don't like you guys talking about religion. Leave any religious conversations. Thank you. Wow. Feisty.
I'm not an atheist.
I mean, religion is part of our lives, right?
Religion is Nigeria now.
But why do you want us to leave talking about religion? I think that's my first question. Why do you feel like she wants us?
You need to give us a follow-up email.
Yeah, like tell us why you want us to stop talking about religion, because especially being Nigerian, religion is a huge part.
CBIC. Do
you understand? This is there's a Daddy G on here.
We don't get logo.
Do you get what I mean? The ministry is moving.
Now decking remain now. Once more.
You get, but we hear you, Kelly, and everybody's allowed to differ in opinions. I don't think I don't think that's the problem. Like, we're all always going to have different opinions. So saying for us not to talk about religious stuff is like trying to clamp down on the conversations we're having. Because even religion makes the news.
Yeah, definitely.
Many times.
This story made the news.
Do you understand what I mean? So why don't we talk about it? Because here's what I'm going to tell you. If we talk about something religious, so we now do this. Nana now does this thing where he leaves timestamps and do you get what I mean? And what we're talking about. So you can just look through, especially if you listen on Spotify. I see it on I see it on Google Podcast as well. Is it on Apple? On Apple Podcast. Wait now. The people with low barrel lifestyle you are exposed to is becoming annoying.
I don't understand.
But if you can just look at the timestamps and see if we spoke about anything religious, so you can just skip that place altogether. How about that? So you don't miss out and we don't miss you. Abby, it makes sense now. Do you get what I mean? Sign me up, please.
Fan mail 2. This one's from Cyril Rose. Why are the names sounding like names of video vixens?
I think they're pseudonames.
Okay, street name.
Probably.
Go ask now. Ask for Cyril Rose. I didn't burn any Cyril Rose.
I love it.
Hi guys, it's OC. Here's my first fan mail. After the last episode, I noticed the iPhone mail didn't deliver my mail, so I rewrote the mail with change. I became a listener from last year's Spotify wrap-up and just can't get enough of you guys. Thanks for this amazing work and dedication you guys and the team are putting in. I truly appreciate. As for banters, I just can't complain. As for banters, I can't complain, Sha. Just focusing on who I want to be and taking practical steps with strategic planning.
Love it.
One reason I had to write was how you guys dissolved my mood swing on Wednesday morning. Limau. I started taking budgeting serious because no be me Naija go play with my future. I'm just thinking of buying something worth 2K, see mood swings. I tell you, I was on my way to work on my bicycle, see me laughing like a madman when you guys read Abacha's speech. Internet dissolve, fintech dissolve, podcast dissolve, everything dissolve. I laughed so hard that I wanted to cry again. I just said, no sleeping on the bicycle. Nigeria can't end me. I'm just having a good anxiety, Sha. about my plans and God's. We will just there align. Happy Easter to you guys.
Love it.
Thank you very much. Happy belated Easter.
Happy belated Easter. And like actually because it's the truth though. This country, that's what Ayo and I were just talking about right now. Like how you can look seriously broke. The pod before the pod.
Yeah.
How you can look so broke and be living your best life. Social media will be showing you something else.
That's 80% of Nigerian life.
Do you get what I mean?
Yes,
like you're really honestly living in the trenches. Like you're fine. They just took lights. Heat is about to be real. But yeah, you could be living in the actual trenches. Like you have nothing and you'll be looking like you're balling. It's so crazy.
Yeah,
and you'll be looking like you're having the best time.
It's optics now. You put it on the gram and people don't see the 23 hours of your day.
That's if you zoom up to 1 hour.
They only see that 1 second you put on.
Do you understand what I mean?
Balling and everything.
The person is living la vida. My dear, don't worry.
There's no local. You're just living la vida. There's no local.
See, 1 day at a time. Just 1 day at a time. No worry.
All right. The next fan mail.
Let me read this one because it's short.
Oh, you
can continue.
Short one,
yes, you can continue. You know you like all this long. I mean, your voice is nice for it. Have you ever felt it?
No way.
I'm telling you this feedback I'm giving you.
Okay.
From Chidumeri has written us before. Hey guys, I hope you guys are doing well. Regarding Chief Ediche's The Atlantic article, I think she was writing it as a response to the Wall Street Journal's editorial article about Nigeria's election.
I don't think it's Wall Street Journal. I think it's Washington Post.
I think Washington Post too. Because in the WSJ's article, they mentioned something about as long as coup didn't occur, it is a good election. That's not how they wrote it, Sha. I'm just paraphrasing. So she was saying that why is the bar so low for us Africans? Meanwhile, they won't accept an election in any Western country. Do you know accept an election like this in any Western country?
They technically have though. And I'll explain for that, Sha.
Okay. That's what I got from the article. Stay jiggy and enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. So first thing, I have a strong theory that Washington Post article was paid for. Because the day I saw it, I retweeted and said, the invoice of this thing go loud. Because I could smell this was a PR stunt. Yes. And Tolugu Ogulesi was one of the first to retweet that Washington Post article on Twitter. So I already knew that.
So did you see, you smell foul there?
This is the voice of you saw the hand of how
love it.
I was like, no, but I know they deceive us. Second, you said that they won't accept any election. Technically, America that is seen as the bastion of democracy have accepted crazier elections. So the election that put George Bush into power, his first term, it was neck and neck for a long time. Tie to tie, him and Al Gore. All of a sudden, there were ballot boxes missing in Florida that were not accounted for. Guess who was the governor of Florida?
Tell me.
George Bush's brother.
Are you serious?
Yeah. That's what happened. That is what happened, really.
I don't pay attention to American politics and I don't know why. I should.
Even in, the Trump things, it's not everybody knows that there's mago there. They're not going to just tell you. America not show you the nitty-gritty of the streets. There's street level violence to their politics. It might not just be a snatching box or everything, but there is. And
there's a system to the
system. Yeah. But I get what you're saying that yes. I had no problem with Chimanada writing that story. It was just the genuflecting to America. That was an issue. But moving on. Next fan mail. Fan mail for Chinedu Paul. I'm not in my best mood of expression, but I'll try to share my thoughts on your pre-minute beautiful rant about Nigeria and Africa. Hi, I'm Chinedu, Lafiati of Paul Best Pharmaceuticals. Wow, okay. I would have done a Chief Scientist title, but it can happen. It's my first time listening to you guys' podcast and my first time listening with hosts. I had the opportunity to live in Nigeria and start a life after school, but now I decided to set up a pharmaceutical business up in Lagos. I've only spent a year here in Lagos and I must say I'm vexed for Nigeria and Nigerians. First of all, pharmaceutical business, brother.
Blood money.
How you dealing with counterfeit drugs? Because that's what it's almost of,
yeah.
Bro. Maybe spending time here in Lagos heightened the feelings because I wasn't like this back in Asaba. Well, I feel like for how long are we going to keep on escaping from our problems? Escaping a problem doesn't solve it, and that's what Nigerians are doing by running abroad. It's okay to go and come back, but why are you running?
Chinedu has my heart, by the way.
Insert me. Why are you running?
Why are you running? Why are you running? I love it.
Do they think that living like a second-class citizen is the best for them and their future generations running away from your heritage? When nobody's sending you on exile, what they are doing is for people that have no home. but we have a home. Why not stand and defend it? I could go on and on, but let's leave it for some other day. Today, before I came across your podcast, I thought to myself, capitalism ruins society and the world in general. I have a strong opposing view about that. It is also
please, you must talk about it.
Yeah, definitely. I also really feel I also really feel that since our society is now more bound by laws and not morals, laws should be taught to students as early as 3 years old and a bit of morals. Thank you, Ugochi and AOT2. Chinedu Paul. First of his name.
Chinedu Igade.
If the way you wrote this, you sound like a future titled man.
See, do you understand? Yeah. You need to go and collect one title in the village.
What I like Igbo people is that title day.
But guess what?
You know that list they increase them.
Let me tell you the truth. They also don't just give you. Maybe now the advent of all the corruption there is in the system, they don't do.
If they are giving king on based on corruption,
do you understand? See, but like they always see, but you need to show working. You actually need to show working.
I go my own village, go collect one kind. Oloye podcast one.
Hey, love it. See, first of all, thank God for His mercy.
As a title man now, it's polygamy. There's no.
This your Ibubu's roads that my friend just survived being attacked
it's
from.
Not be Midtown.
Not be between Lagos and Ibadan.
That's not my road. The road they've been using 30 years to do.
It hasn't till now.
40 years. Which craft is in that road?
You've seen it. Maybe people cannot pray it out.
They'll still do that road. And you know that road is where all the kilometer 4,
I swear, all of them. They've not prayed it out.
Cannot pray.
That's true.
And what's his name?
The demon.
Adeboye. They cannot pray the demon that is on that road. They can't.
All of them. You know, somebody has told us on our podcast today that we should leave religion. But people cannot really can't. We've not prayed out.
These people are there. Muslim people are there too.
No, but you know what? We should also be worried because a lot of Nigerians, I won't just say Lagosians, do you understand? Leave their different places of abode to come to that place, and that road is not safe.
It's not safe. It's Amroba. You enter. Accidents can happen.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something that should actually be looked into because
it was one of like armed robbery incidents there back in the 90s.
Nigeria make me know start that armed robbery situation on that.
Armed robbery don't do Nigeria tete.
See, Lagos, Benin Ore Road.
You see anything that has Benin attached to it, it's a brand.
But Ore no be on those states near border them.
You know, say someone the way God do, us and many people we got near. I don't know why God said we were very close to this violent people.
Yeah, but because people are also violent.
No,
people have some level.
We are selectively violent.
No, that's not true. People are violent people. See, violence is not only when you use knife to cut somebody.
One guy said when he went to Uniben, he found out that he did the calculation, he did the study. Say out of every 10 boys in Uniben, 9.5 are cultists. So that half, they never blend them fully. So
please don't kill me.
We give you what is it? Oba Tokpe are waiting.
Oba Tokpe.
Thank you very much.
Please, I beg anybody that is Benin should not fight me for this. But see, I hear Chinedu like 100%. You know, I was having one of my. I had a spillover of the same because I'm on a mission, right? You guys.
No.
See, listen, because I can see that the generation of people. My generation is plenty. They love millennials. They love young people. Do you understand? And this is a pivotal time in our lives, right? That's the truth. We're now the ones making the decisions. So now that you have the option to make decision, what are you going to do?
But you know that back to what you said, a lot of people who travel don't travel for themselves because they know that they travel for their children.
Let me tell you the truth. I agree with you 100%. But who gave you the audacity to think that your child is your property? No, it's not my property. Yeah. But I owe this child good education. So the one way you do for you, not good for you. Uninterrupted path. No. Uninterrupted path of life. Okay, no. Let me let you list it. The basic good healthcare. The basics that we don't have here. I agree. I owe it to these children. I agree. And if I can afford it, I agree. Let me go and do it. I agree. It's fine. I agree. Yeah. Have you finished now? Yeah, I agree with you 100%. Yeah. But also, this Nigeria that you have called home, every day, every year, you are renewing Nigerian passports. A lot of Nigerians out of Nigeria still renew their Nigerian passports. Yeah. Okay, so every year you're renewing the passport with the hope of coming back, right? Hope okay. So out of all the emotions in the world, you know why I hate hope. Why? Hope is the emotion I hate the most. Why? Because you are clinging to something that might not ever happen. See, but what then if it happens? It doesn't happen. But it will happen. See, all these countries that we're running to, they also have some. They've existed through turmoil. It's not. We don't. We obviously know the problem. There's no country in the world that doesn't have problem. Exactly. Why many Nigerians are going there is please. Treat me like a decent human being who
I can afford
decency is subjective.
The basic needs of life.
Ayo, see, I agree.
That's all.
No, but see, I agree with you.
All.
You know, on this, last week, if you listened to me, if you didn't zone out, really, it's because I was not looking at you. I'm sure you zoned out.
No, I did not
because you were about to sleep. I'm sure you zoned out.
I didn't zone out.
If you listen to me, I said something. See, I agree. If you want to, my friend said something to me. Some people just want to survive. I agree, but decency is also subjective.
I know.
Yes. You want a decent life. Decency is subjective, but that's not the conversation now. There are some things that are generally good and there are things that are generally bad. I'm saying that in Nigeria, we're fighting for the basics. If the basics is only the only thing we're fighting for and we're giving up and not fighting back, just the basics. So listen, we're not asking for skyscrapers. We're not asking for city centers. We're not asking for anything. We're asking for light. Unanimously as a country, electricity, good road, healthcare, security, education.
That's what we're asking.
That's all we're asking for.
We're not asking for too much.
So that's what I'm saying. That if at that level, at the level of fighting for basics, we are not able to gather and band together, tell me the day that we will build skyscrapers. Tell me the day that we will become the exotic cities that we so love and run to.
So let me give my point of view on this.
See, I agree that not everybody is a fighter. But then again, that's why I say, whichever part of the giants that you see, attack it. That's what I'm saying, right?
So, if anybody has watched Avengers, right? The one where they're fighting.
The one that America is selling to you. I'm listening to you.
Sorry.
Keep going. Just skip past this real quick. But I'm listening to you.
Sorry.
No. I'm there. Skip. No.
Is it Ero Yashobo?
Of course. Your local stories.
There was a scene when I can't remember what happened.
You will not remember in the name of Jesus.
But there's a part where Iron Man looked at Doctor Strange and said, because Doctor Strange blanked out and he was calculating.
Yeah.
And he asked Doctor Strange, how far? Mm-hmm. How can we win this? And Doctor Strange said, out of like God knows how many permutations, you can only see one way for us to see it. That is who I am right now. I don't see the permutation. Nigerians, we are not ready for what we want to do.
And see, let me tell you, and that's why I speak not to this generation, but to the generation to come. And hence why, what has been our biggest problem in Nigeria as people? Documentation, learning from history. We never learn. That's hence why we repeat the same mistake over and over and over again. Hence why there are podcasts like 234 Essential, which is what I am saying. We're here, you see, right now, na share, we feel say we not laugh and bounce at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, these conversations had here will be pivotal for see, you do not know the hour or the day or the time. You do not know when the change will come. And you do not know what will be said. What will stand against the affliction that we experience in Nigeria? See, I sometimes also contest. I was telling Phil before you came. I sometimes, the conversation of was there really a Jesus, blah, blah, blah. But I believe, first off, before anything else, that there's a power greater than the one that we currently exist on and we operate through. Right? I believe in higher beings. I believe in higher selves. Right now, the things you're why do we also feel? Who gave us the audacity to also feel this? There's a lot of audacity in what I'm saying, right? I'm saying a lot of the word audacity, but who gave us the audacity to also feel that we know when the change will happen?
I don't know.
And so why do you stop?
So, okay.
And why do you then stop?
So,
what's the idea of stopping something that you started?
It may be the 1% I hope I have is like one day Nigeria will change.
How will it change? Miracle will happen.
But no, I'm not part of those Nigerians that believe that God will come down and claim.
Okay, so how do you think the change will happen?
This is what I firmly hold on that it not going to happen for our lifetime.
Which is fine.
It not going to happen for my lifetime.
Yes, it's a long race.
It's not
the 200 and something years that America is living on. Do you know how many people have died there?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking. What do you mean by everybody has died? There are different people who have died at different times for the things that they believe in, for them to push the agenda. So it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
This America you're talking about, why America is so different from other nations is that America is an artificial country.
Well, what is Nigeria though?
No, not like our own. I'm not talking about...
They have their own level of artificial life.
Well, what I mean by artificial is not by saying a colonial power.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
People from Europe, really from
it's a confluence of people,
came out and said, this monarchy life, we don't want it anymore. We want to be able to say we are our own masters. We will create our own destiny. We are not stuck to one position in life, And they decided to travel to this new land called America. And that is why when they came up with their constitution, let me just keep on the part where they killed Indians.
Yeah.
It's not relevant to this. That's why in our constitution, it is written there. we hold these truths to be self-evident, right? Now,
I say this for the Nigerian.
Why doesn't this screen save out true? Okay. So let's go back again. Okay. So look at American Constitution. The cornerstone of the American Constitution is we hold these truths to be self-evident that all men were created equal.
Yes.
Now, there are certain parts in American history that are veered off that thing. So when they wrote that part, right, they say how black slaves. But one thing I always look at America is that no matter America veers to the left, there's always another part that's pulling you back to say you people have sense. And that's why there are two parts of America fighting now. America understood why our country should be this way, and they strove for it, and people walked. They knew why they wanted to do it.
Please, that's why. Do you know that all the silence that I've been keeping is for you to say this?
The people had an identity that this is where we are going.
Yes.
Even when they went to America, Britain came to attack them, and they fought and they fought and they fought until Britain backed again.
You mean they stayed and fought?
My issue is that.
Oh my God, they stood.
Wait, let me learn.
They didn't say, oh my God, let's us go to Britain. I'm sorry.
My problem is that we have not yet come to that realization. Until we have that epiphany, we'll be dancing around circles.
There are levels to the madness. There are levels to the revolution. The revolution is not one time.
Okay.
The revolution has stages. Look at all the big ideas we're pushing in the world today. From feminism to the rights of people to vote. I'm not even just talking about women to vote, but even black people to vote, right?
Yeah.
All these rights, there are levels. And you have to and that's what's busting my brain out, right? When my friend said to me, because I really sent her a voice note ranting, this was like God knows how many minutes long, right? And I was telling her, and she said, Ugochi, the sad truth is just that some people just want to survive. Not everybody is going to fight. And I was like, see, fairs, right? Fairs. But then again, we're doing it in droves. So because
to be fair though,
and I said, you remember last week I said something. A nation is not judged by its built and learned. It's by it's fragile and what's the other word? And vulnerable. Right? The fragile and vulnerable people in the economy are those people who are they don't have access to internet. Those people normally, because look at the big nations of the world, they have provision to even that level.
Yes, there's something called welfare now.
Do you understand what I mean? At every level. My friend I was talking to a friend of mine who lives in Canada, and I was saying something. He left Nigeria when he was a teenager, now in his 30s, right? He was like, Ugochi, if I tell the government that, something is wrong with me now, I can't work anymore, they'll pay me for the next 1 year. Do you get what I mean? Hence your taxes. But look at the Nigeria that we're looking at now.
That's the capitalism my guy said he doesn't like, but let's move on.
You're still going to talk about it.
Let's move on.
No, but you're going to talk about it.
Oh, definitely.
You say you're going to talk about it.
I'm definitely going to move on.
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
But what I'm getting at is that, again, hence what I said before, we can't remove slavery from our history, right? We can't. That one voice I'm just talking about one voice. Let's keep talking. See, you don't know really when the change will happen and where the change will come from. To be fair,
if you look at Nigeria's history, let's say from 1940, that's when
amalgamation.
We were welded together, they knock us together.
Are they vulcanizer and welder?
There have been pockets of protests.
Yes.
And now, if you look at in the last 10, 15 years, the frequency is increasing. And the reason why the frequency is increasing is because poverty is encroaching now. If you look at, I like using Lagos as an example. I don't know about other states.
Yeah.
No matter how the level of the opulence you see, at the next minute you're seeing poverty and you're seeing stark poverty, and that's symbolic of the fact that the middle class has been torn apart,
thinning,
and every single day it is jamming.
The gap is closing.
I went to things are jamming. One we have to give it to the other, which one, and the one that has more force.
Jamming.
A lot of people, so when you say, when I say protest, people look at NSAS, people look at this obedience movement and some form of political protest. There was something that happened in 2019 that many people did not pay attention to. Something happened in South Africa where they said Nigerians
xenophobia
died, and there's xenophobic attacks here in Lagos. And I'm sure you were
close to me here.
What happened? Unemployed boys, hungry boys, poor boys entered malls and looted that place.
Yes, sir.
On the surface, you think it's xenophobic attacks. No.
Hunger.
Riot, protest is the language of their head.
Yes, sir.
And when poor people keep talking and you don't listen to them, they'll talk to you in a language that you'll be forced to listen to. I remember there's a time, so this police brutality issue in America, something happened in 1992. they beat a guy called Rodney King, and somebody recorded it and it became a big issue. And as the racial American judicial system decided to let those policers involved, they acquitted them. In 24 hours, there was a huge riot in Compton. Places were burnt down. America to say, when America sends the National Guard is not police again. National Guard is when there's civil unrest in America. I believe so. Americans, please
clear us on this.
For like 2 or 3 days, riots. And black people were not even, at that point, they were looting. They were destroying properties of Asian Americans who they felt were part of also their problem. Beating up white people they saw on the road. It took like 4 or 5 days to quell the violence. And at the end of the day, billions of dollars were lost. But before then, black Americans have been talking. There were already incidences of where police would kill innocent black Americans and nothing will happen. The Rodney King issue was now a watershed problem, watershed moment that started to change, even though till today it still happens. But
there's some change. There's some level of change.
Not like I say America, no matter what, no matter how they veer to the wrong place, there's always a compass that always. America has 2 forces always pushing it.
Yes.
Always has 2 forces. And now those 2 forces are really battling it. And hence you are not seeing the dragging.
As 250 something years of independence.
No,
I'm saying that the devil doesn't go away. But you just find new levels to it.
But even before those 250 years, America has always been fighting. But like I go back to what I said, America came in one voice and said, "This is how we want to create our own." You know that your voice is depleted. That your voice, you are hearing the echoes in Europe. We are not ready now. We are not ready. You are not ready. We are not ready. You. I said we are not ready. Okay. Because some Nigerians still actually. Yeah, I understand what you mean. I'm listening with you, right? It's like, let's move back to slavery. There are some slaves who were picking the cotton. And there was a house nigger. Where the house niggers. You see when it's house slave go tell you, say, these 2 women are the talk. See. Me, I said them. I chill, I play the violin, I dance. Do you understand? I don't understand what you people be saying. I speak the language and I dress fancy. Yeah, but to one point, it now became like everybody now, we know how to fight. Yeah. And I'm still sure, I have to go and read probably. Uncle Ruckus. The day that slavery was abolished in America. I'm sure some black people like, man, fuck that shit. I'm just saying master, man. Do you understand? I ain't going with no, but there are movies like that showed that there were some people who were like, no. I still became denture salad. Yeah. Do you understand what I mean? Because people like, I'm not going to the wilderness with you. I don't know what's happening. This is the one I'm used to, and I know. I have a pillow and I eat 3 good meals every fucking day. See, guess what? Putting that in terms of what we're looking at right now, even when we fight, we are fighting, and that is why I said even during the elections, if it was a fight between the oppressor and the oppressed, it's different. But amongst the oppressed, there are people who agree with the oppressor. So this is why the Nigerian elite is, I would say sinister. I would say brilliant, because they know that it's going to be the oppressed versus the rich or the political elite. It will be an easy battle to fight. You know? So now they've colored it. Like you said, that's why we have to speak about religion. Exactly. Religion is there. It's one of the tools. We can't forget. Tribalism is the major tool. Then when they say that you people have overcome that tool, they now unleash the security forces, the police, the army. Exactly. So the battles we are playing is actually 4D chess. See. And the sad part is that it is until poverty gets to a level that is endemic. God, I beg. Where, you see this one that we are still begging for, we are begging for an naira. The day will come where we will bomb banks in Nigeria. I'm telling you. It's good. No. This is not me preaching doomsday. See, but like I said, if you don't listen to people, right, the day will come. It will spread. Look at Arab Spring. It took one man to set himself on fire. The whole of North Africa was toppled in less than 3 months. Ayo, it is why I say. America be like, even when we try to use CIA, you know what? It don't work like this. You know what? As fast like this. But Ayo, that's what I'm saying. There's another conversation to now say that the Arab Spring now also has also created instability in North Africa. But we understand that dictators were taken. These are dictators that used decades. Yeah, they were taken down in mere months. Just because people say, "Fuck it, we have nothing to do. We are going to the square every day, and we'll keep just pulling up." I remember the Kairos, that one in Egypt. Yeah. People were pulling up every single day. People were riding horses, like like Aladdin. See, Aladdin shit. I feel like the realization is hitting. But you know why? But I feel like we're mending the same parts now. So the problem with the Nigerian strength is Nigeria's weakness. which is diversity. All these other countries are homogeneous. So they could easily tell that, this guy, we know they fuck with you anymore. Now. We don't really fuck with you. But Nigeria will still get wahala.
No, but that's what I'm saying, that we're looking at it still at the early stages.
Oh, yeah.
See, okay, as much as we don't want to admit it, and there's something I said on one point, I didn't explain it eventually, that I kind of see why our politicians are saying that this election was successful, in a sense.
Because it works for them.
No, in a sense. Before, the work to this point where we are now even registering. Yeah. See, registering to vote.
Oh yeah.
Is improvement.
Oh yeah.
Let us call it what that is why for.
So,
do you get what I mean? We're making small progresses, and we should be able to call it out or to see.
The issue still remains that there's something Thomas Hobbes said. It was the popular economics back then, and this is what led to one of the things that led to why Europe said, fuck this monarchy shit. We're not doing it again. Life is short, brutal, bullish. I can't remember what it was called.
Life is short, brutal, bullish.
Let me for that thing. Life. Wait, hold up.
But while you're still looking for that, right? Me, what I'm getting at is, as long as there are people fighting, the fight doesn't stop, and not the vulnerable people, because then to be like, it's because of poverty.
Sorry. So Thomas Hobbes, an English philosopher, said. He argued in his book Leviathan that without government, life would be solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short, which is exactly the problem here is that our own with government, life is solitary, poor, nasty, brutish, and short.
Yeah.
Every Nigerian that is managing is one healthcare away from entering poverty.
See.
Just
that healthcare is even far.
Poverty.
Na shallow if you make person die.
Before you know it now, you go on Twitter, and you now start begging for funds, which is not meant to be.
Please, don't kill me. And this at every level.
Yeah. Speaking of, my friend said capitalism. My brother in Asaba
has come around to it.
Yeah, so...
He's in Lagos now, please.
Oh, yes, in Lagos. Okay, sorry, he's in Lagos.
And please don't be careful what you say, because I'm a sister here and I'm not going to sit with you.
Sister Russia.
I'm not going to sit with you.
So every economic form has its disadvantages and advantages. Let me go back to secondary school right now. So there's socialism, which Nigeria practice for.
Oh, based on saying you did government.
Oh, you not do government?
I didn't do government. I'm a science student. What's wrong with you?
Look at you now, selling clothes.
Hell, it's not like, you're that.
What?
See, especially because I was having a conversation about Nigerian fashion with somebody just not too long ago. Yeah, keep going.
So socialism. Let me start with socialism. Socialism is...
I'm bringing out my pen and paper.
Probably it's not probably. It's one of the major reasons why Nigeria is fucked up right now.
What's socialism? So
socialism is where the government actually intervenes in the economy, but it's not as pro-Marx as communism.
Okay.
So socialism, you can see, once the private entry into businesses and everything, but the government handles everything. Now, we also had the government handled healthcare in Nigeria, electricity, transportation, those three things. You can see how backward it is. Now, there's a problem.
Can never be forward.
And the problem is, now you can see with electricity now, they want to increase tariff. This is something they should have done years ago. But the issue was that they use socialism to... Because the money we are paying for electricity is one of the lowest rates in the world, which is not meant to be.
As well as data.
Yeah, as well as data and all that shit. But because we use years of socialism, all that stuff was now... We are getting basically on the subsidy. What happened was that the Nigerian government, during this period also, which is we are corrupt motherfuckers.
Still.
Instead of enriching Nigerians.
On brand.
Instead of enriching Nigerians, they impoverished Nigerians.
Yes.
Now it has come to a point where the money they were making before with oil is not as high as that anymore. Now they are saying not to move subsidy. Now they are increasing. Now, if I pay my electricity, this thing, after 2 weeks, lights don't they blink.
This thing don't they red. You don't they shout for
like
you.
3 months.
Do you understand?
Now that the issue now with this, let me use subsidy as an example. Why subsidy is so hard to remove is that if you make petrol $4.50, the Nigerians will impoverish for decades. How would they afford it? If you have been financially,
nobody's checking that.
If you've been enriching Nigerians, they'll say, they can handle it. Most of the country can, 80% of the country can handle it. But now, you know that 80% of the country...
Even the relief funds that they are even releasing, this 800 and something thousand USD. Do you understand?
That money not going to reach you.
So that we'll be able to chest it.
Socialism all over the world has had that issue too, where you don't allow market
Which
forces.
other countries have practiced socialism?
I can't remember.
Okay.
But I'm not using Nigeria because now that one this thing.
That's your immediate reality.
Because you don't allow market forces to play the way that's meant to play. The law of demand and supply. You fuck with the market. Things are obscure and at the end of the day ends up in a bitter way. Now let's go to the grandmother of them all. Communism. I only use three countries. I'll use 2 countries as an example. The 2 countries they carry on for head. The USSR, which is now Russia. You know, that been they kill themselves and they call themselves Russia.
Yeah.
They're decimated, and we thank God for that. And China. During this period where they practice communism, let me use China for an example. China's communism was so bad that people were dying on a daily basis due to famine. China won't give you that part of their history because they don't want to come out. There's a man called Chairman Mao, the father of modern China.
Yeah.
And his communist principles basically killed China, rotted China. China, as you see today, right now, are still practicing communism to a certain part. But they are lying.
That's why they are taking money from Alibaba.
Yeah, they are lying free entry. That's the problem is that this guy that came now is a throwback to the old days.
Yeah.
The guys before were like, we need private individuals to come and boost
to flourish.
That's why all of a sudden in the last 10, 15, 20 years, China had the highest number of billionaires in the world.
Yes.
Because a lot of people were
rising up to. And they have the discipline and the manpower.
Chinese people work 6 days a week.
Yeah, they have the discipline and the manpower. Yeah.
So they have the discipline and manpower. That's why China rose very fast in technology,
yes,
in everything.
Yes, they can churn out as much too.
Going back to Russia, communism crippled Russia. Totally killed. Russia was an aristocratic government before.
Okay.
They overthrew it, which was right anyway. If you go and read about Rasputin and this thing, that's when they overthrew it and all those other men came. The issue now became China now got poorer and poorer. When you don't allow market forces to play the way they're meant to play, things get clamped down and people get poorer and poorer. There is no country right now that is practicing communism of the 80s or 70s.
In its truest form.
There's none anymore. Even China now allows for private. Just like in China, in Russia.
There are regulations.
In China, the boys where they make money,
they are part of the government.
They are Putin's boys.
Yeah.
If they come and say shut down, that's the
they're part of the government.
Another Putin is the richest man, one of the richest men in the world. Even though they don't, Forbes do not. You can't even trace.
They know they declare that.
They know they won't trace the money, anything. Communism cannot work. Now, I understand why I say capitalism is bad. America's capitalism is the most fucked version of capitalism. It is so bad that if you are sick and there's an emergency, people would rather enter a car. They'll tell you to drive them to the hospital than for them to call the ambulance. Because the price of you calling an ambulance.
Healthcare is expensive in the US.
Insulin that is cheap as fuck in UK, right?
Yeah.
When you get to America or more,
cost budget.
You say let the diabetes kill. So now, I understand why even in America they're saying that capitalism is fucked. Everything is going to college.
Wait, at certain levels, especially healthcare, for the people in America.
Even in their education, it's all good until you get to
university level.
And that's why you see people 10 years
a lot of people don't go to uni.
10, 15 years after, they still have debt. Joe Biden wants to get rid of the debt.
Yeah.
He hasn't done it.
What they even call it? Is it college debt they call it or something? There's something, there's a name they call it.
Joe Biden already agreed, said that, look, I'm canceling. If your money's up to a certain level, strike it off.
Yeah.
The house say, Baba, no, they won't try that shit. It can't work because that capitalism is engraved in that.
Let me tell you what Nigerians will say.
So if you want to use capitalism, I don't know much about, economy, but if you look closely at, I would say at England, for example, where NHS is still very, very cheap, where education is not as mad as this thing. Because government also regulates. If you have capitalism, government has to regulate the excesses of greed. Yeah. That is the issue.
There's no regulation in Nigeria.
Greed. No get regulation anymore. They go carry on the goal like that. And because, why? These companies, when it comes to election period, are the ones who fund this thing. That's why America can never get rid of guns. Because the National Rifle Association, NRA, what they do is that if you are a senator now or a House of Rep and you say, I'm moving a motion against gun ownership in America, they will take $5 million. When it's election time, give it to your opponent, run you out. That is how rich and powerful they are.
So they need guns in the economy to keep the economy going.
Now, apart from that, again, America has a thing about guns. It's a cultural thing. It's a cultural thing with them. They believe, according to the way their country was created, that one day, just imagine if the government now says they want to
stay ready.
Yeah, so stay ready.
Stay ready,
but one comedian now said that That's an outdated thinking. Now back then, yes, if you have gun and the army will come, it's gone to go.
But the devil is lurking in the darkness.
What commander said now? You are carrying gun. When the soldier will just carry drone. And
Pew, 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 pew.
you go not bomb all of now. You know. So America, a lot of people when they say capitalism, they refer to America's capitalism, which is the wrongest. Europe also runs capitalism, but a lot of government checks are there. Like Germany, you can use Germany's capitalism.
Oh yes.
Everything. The only problem with Europe's capitalism is that una go pay tax.
You know this thing.
Their tax. I saw Germany's tax. You pay. There's even church tax. You go
See
pay
everything.
Your tax go robust.
Because I was.
But that is also a way to make sure that the money circulates.
Exactly.
And everybody can be this. And even you are the poor of the poorest.
Yes.
You can live a decent life.
See, what I wanted to even tell you, a friend of mine who used to live in Germany no longer lives. You know, he was telling me how they have a system of education that is formal and informal.
Yeah.
Their educational system is broken into two like that, right?
Smart.
So they have there are things that you go to university to learn.
Oh yeah.
Right? So for certain professions.
Not
so,
everybody should go to the university.
do you understand what I mean?
Courses, no.
Which is why they even started like our technical schools here in Nigeria. But now we have synced it with the university.
Everything.
We have synced everything.
We don't know the difference anymore.
Do you understand what I mean?
And that's why even in America, even if you can afford to go to a college,
Yeah.
there are community colleges.
Yeah, that you
where
can
get
go to.
Decent degrees.
Yeah. No. See, this one for Germany is not even a thing about the degree. For say you want to, you know how Nigeria now, in our current climes are hearing a lot of transitioning, right? So you want to be a shoemaker. Go to school.
Yeah.
And be a certified shoemaker.
Their craft is also.
Do you understand? Yeah. So there's formal education and there's
because we have a lot of handymen in Nigeria.
in Africa. Do you understand what I mean? See.
If you call plumber, you pray say as you fix this one.
See.
And that place not go leak again.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
There's this French brand called Marni. Marni used to took artisans from
Nigeria.
Africa.
Okay.
Of course, Nigerians, if you check where we did they
Of course, yeah.
took them over there and decided to do like this type of woven chairs and decided to sell.
They'll make money.
If you know how much those chairs cost, do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is why, like, still bordering on this conversation of Africa, Nigeria. I was telling you, I was having a conversation with somebody in shipping. And it was like, oh, it's because there's no demand within Africa to buy things. I say because Africa is still very dependent on the Western world for a lot of things. Phil and I were talking before you came, right? You know how I was telling him how a friend of mine said their online platform that people don't use their websites to shop. I said, which is interesting because I would imagine that with the light of Jackman now, people should be trying to enforce user experience, you know, and usage of their online websites.
Maybe his website is not good enough.
Let me bust your head. That's actually not the reason.
Right.
The problem is sizing.
Oh, shoe size.
No, clothing. Let's even start from clothing. Yes, do you understand what I mean? A lot of Nigerian brands. There's no in our Nigerian fashion ecosystem. There's not a unified.
There's no SI unit.
Yes, there's not a unified sizing system like how the UK says. Okay, if you're in the UK, UK sizing is different from European sizing.
From America,
Do you understand what I mean? So
that used to confuse me as a child.
But guess what? That's what still runs. So as much as you see a lot of growth in the system, you still are not sure what a Nigerian size 12 is. It could be UK, it could be US, it could be Europe, it could even be Chinese.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? And so I was saying that because of sizing for me, coming from even working in retail fashion on the e-commerce front, because I'm now looking into it too because I want it. I think it's a bigger and wider conversation to have away from the fact that production is a problem. Sizing is also a problem, right? A lot of people want to buy clothes from Nigerian tailors. They must give them their statistics. But if you said, even exporting our fashion out of Nigeria, this will help, right? Yeah. Because if you had like Nigerian sizing, somebody will say, I'm a Nigerian size 12. I'm a Nigerian size 15. And abandoning in a sense or using as a guide like this our foreign counterparts, measurements in a sense to say, okay, this is Nigerian sizing. It will be easier for people to shop Nigerian brands. But now you see something on the online, they'll say it's extra large. By the time it come, it ties you for chest.
what I ordered, what I got.
Do you get what I mean? And it's no fault necessarily of the brands. It's also that thing where there's no uniform sizing for the Nigerian scene. And if we're going to think about exporting a lot of our materials, then we need to get something straight.
You know they work like that.
And that's why this speaking in one voice is so important. And that's why I'm not going to let you give up on Nigeria, because it's going to affect different stratas, even in the light of doing business. Now
we are not ready. I'm just saying.
See, criminal offensive side eye. That's what I'm giving you.
Side eye. Oh yeah, I think we've tried with family.
Yeah, we've tried with family. Family really made us talk about a lot of things. You guys, shout out.
Is it capitalism man?
No, shout out to all our listeners. They really give us mind-boggling points because we need to touch on it. Very important.
But for real, like capitalism and communism is faded. Nobody uses that shit anymore.
Ayo, this weekend, I'm actually going to be very, I'm going to be giving you a lot of conversation feelers because I really wasn't on the internet this week.
Look at you.
I was actually soaking, and it was somewhat intentional, somewhat. I was soaking myself in a lot of good news. Like so many good things happened this week. So Rom Kele Chuku, you need to follow me. To Chuku, Tobeya. You need to Ayo.
I don't even know what's
even now that what's the name of this Nathaniel Basia sang Tobe Chuku.
You think I follow?
You don't so you're not hearing people saying Tobe Chuku.
Music, the only people I know is Sinach, Mercy Chinwo.
Hey,
and I know that because I know the name.
There's this guy Theophilus. You need to listen to him. One spirit Theophilus Sunday.
Know that you are playing gospel music.
See, what is that prayer? That is.
All right.
Please, nobody should mind me. I'm actually being very. I'm happy. Can you tell that I'm happy?
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, but okay.
All right. Tweet of the week.
Oh.
There's a guy called I Am Kizito, and this goes out to all African Nigerian mothers.
I love it.
Who are cock blockers. I can't forget the day I was trying to toast
amongst
a girl.
all other things.
I can't forget the day I was trying to toast a girl at a wedding ceremony, and my mom came to me with a plate of rice saying, "This is your night food. If you like, eat it here."
Swallow it.
I tried to face, but I couldn't. Two crying emojis. Mom just.
See, street cred.
And when you're talking to a baby in church, Mom just come. Here's your free money.
Oh my God, are you able to do that thing in Pentecostal churches?
Yes, man, they give you free money.
Fuck.
Or even among your friends, they just come. Here's your free money. Your bad guy just died. Like, oh God.
Hey, and you'll be sitting with your teams or looking fresh.
My rep don't die.
Finished.
From there on, you have to say, please give me money at
before you go to
or don't
church.
Come at. I don't see. When I'm in church, everybody to his own name. We're not family.
See,
leave me alone.
There are levels to this thing. No, the initial stage is that you must sit down with family. Then you now grow small. Do you understand? This next act of rebellion is that you'll be sitting on your own. See, then if you're Catholic, if you're born Catholic, you now go for Holy Communion. Hey! What sin did you commit?
The second rebellion is when you don't come to church regularly anymore.
I'm telling you.
You say,
no, that's the powerful rebellion.
Then the third one, you're not going to that church anymore.
Again.
You're going to another church.
I swear.
As long as the mosques are always angry.
Those are defining moments.
The mosques are always angry.
See.
They'll look at you like.
It's just like their prestige in the church has been cut short.
They don't say, I don't know what's wrong. You are going to one funny church.
Say, I know those.
When they're using iPad.
Do you understand?
Tear jeans.
See, and all those mothers, they are so bad. The gossip, the amiable mother that is coming to meet your mother will say, Mrs. Tayo, how are you? God is good, though. They will not start to talk about church. They'll talk about the election, whatever it is that's happening in the church. Don't say, what about your son now? Ayomide?
They know.
You understand? Not say, he's well, thank God, everything is going okay. He doesn't come to our church again. You not say, he now goes to, but they need to let them know that you still follow God, though. Do you understand? Do not say, no, he now attends this. Not say,
Let's just pray for him.
Yeah. Because God only lives in your family church. Yeah, so that's the only place God lives.
He only lives in your church.
Anywhere else.
Imagine like you're born in, like you used to go to like St. Peter's Anglican Church.
Do you understand?
And you now say you're going to, what's one of these fancy
Harvesters.
So you said the way the women dress there. They dress naked.
See.
Naked.
You have left God. Ahalachi, but you have had Chichi. You have left the path of
God
the Lord.
God is everywhere, please.
You understand?
God is everywhere.
A friend of mine said to me that.
Now you don't go to Pastor Tom King.
Why you now segregating? Say there's God everywhere. Say as long as
no, there's one guy. What's his name? Tom King. Because the one that was burning people.
I don't know.
That his secretary was giving me head or shit like that.
Ooh,
he guy's in prison now. Yeah, he was burning people live.
So I think I've heard this story, but I don't know the pastor's name.
Pastor Tom King and Pastor
Let's Google. Ikuku Day. Google.
The guy see they kiri as he did like this.
Love it. But see, I don't know who gives Christians the power and the audacity.
That their own form of Christianity is
see, See, I understand. See, because Jesus, they did say in the Bible that I am the way, the truth, and the life, right?
Yeah, Reverend King. Mm-hmm.
You were close. You were around the environment.
Yes, I was around the environment. He's on death row, actually.
You guys, put your eyes on God, though. When is his execution happening? So Nigeria, we still have death row sentence.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I heard it, though.
Yeah, I wish they used to do death row like they used to do death row back then. When they
are publicizing it now.
Say they go beach.
Yes, go and shoot firing squad.
They pull up the beach.
I don't want to see.
I'll carry JBS speaker.
I feel like that's very barbaric.
So, don't shoot her first. Shoot her for the leg first. No, they call it progress.
See, imagine say people they cry, they can't fire person shots for head. Now say a headshot. They can't they clap.
You want cold minerals.
See, people will hate you.
You want cold coke.
People will hate
but
you.
literally back then, Nigerians used to pull up.
Yeah, I feel like so barbaric.
Bad
bitch.
I say back then it was also letting you know that if you pass
consequences and actions.
This is the shit.
Yeah, actions and consequences.
If you try armed robbery, you die.
Now so you go, just go.
Yeah, I don't know who stops that. I don't know who stops public execution in Nigeria.
We should actually find out.
So Reverend King is in 2006 he rose to nationwide recognition following the murder of a church member. And he was subsequently sentenced to death in January 2007, and his conviction was upheld by the Supreme Court of Nigeria on 26th of February 2016. Yeah, I think he burnt somebody or some shit like that, bro.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mado. That's so crazy.
All right.
But still, are we done with our tweet of the week?
Yes, there's nothing again now.
But shout out to Nigerian moms who try.
Shout out to Nigerian moms that
with their unorthodox ways.
When the spiritual mothers in church, then their daughter now becomes pregnant outside of wedlock.
Wow, you actually have to take that shot.
They don't go call the sinner for back. They say no need, don't worry about the back.
Or guess what? Or the mothers that actually uphold a lot of status and morals in church, and their son gets arrested for getting caught with marijuana.
Oh, down there.
Or courtism. Is that courtism that used to pay?
There's one couple each other like, you see them, fervent in the Lord. One of them saw hooligan.
My God.
Not that boy, no,
I can imagine.
The boy at one point, let's say they want this, so they disown themselves.
See, shout out to all the rebels.
No, this one.
No, shout out to the rebels.
If you get this one as speaking. You to your Gofilan. This guy was wild. This is like street criminal shit.
Listen.
This was street. They got tired. They prayed for a reporter, everything.
I'm screaming.
I want to like, fuck you, man.
See.
3 out of 4, 2 or 3 hours.
If I can, just one good man.
Yeah.
Just one good man. That's what we're asking for.
Good.
Just one good person.
All right.
But you've not spoken about how your week was, though.
My week was the same as the previous week. Meeting.
I see, no, this your meeting. Love, no, they come out. Money, boss.
They come out, but
see, but you get the place where your money they enter. You have a black hole. What are your black holes? What are your financial black holes?
I don't have any financial black hole.
You don't have something that swallows your money.
The decking for CBIC.
Ayo, be serious.
I will have to take contractors because Baba Shade was stealing cement.
Ayo, please be serious.
He was siphoning cement to another place.
Ayo.
I don't have any. I'm just saving, just keeping my money. That's all.
So you don't have anything that eats a lot of your money that causes you to also like check your spending.
Nah, it's clothes.
You're buying that money clothes.
I'm buying.
Where's that shirt say you're bringing for me?
It's still there in my house. I will bring.
Why is it there?
Why don't you remind me? I have mentioned something.
It's everything that you remind, but you say you don't have black holes, but you are forgetting.
I'm buying clothes.
Akara, no.
I'm buying clothes. Then I want to change like the interior of my apartment. So
okay, yeah. So there's nothing else that you feel that makes you spend so much.
I don't do cocaine. I don't do drugs. So
it's not about that. It doesn't have to be drugs.
I'm not saying. I know they carry woman. You know they do to carry woman in Lagos that money. Now
you know if they carry woman, but you know they carry woman.
They carry woman. So this why are you looking at like as if I have one?
I don't believe you.
One dark secret somewhere.
Yes, you do. I don't know what it is.
Nobody don't cast me.
See now they catch now. As they never catch you, but incoming.
Not in
you
the
go
apple.
see. Okay.
Not in the apple.
Me, I feel like my own financial black hole is definitely electricity.
Really? Maybe
Yeah.
your tariff is higher than my own.
When I say electricity, I understand I'm my minister of power.
Okay, that one.
So
yes, no.
I'm not talking about.
That one gobs.
I'm not talking about just NEPA paying, buying. See, thank God for prepaid meter now, right? So say if
the days of those old school meter, when NEPA just call
into your compound and check your meter.
They never used to check that shit. Was never checking.
No, they used to check ours. Agbara Estate, shout out.
You know that old NEPA bill?
Yes, now they'll write your bill there in front of you, tear it out
5,000.
They'll not lick their finger. Use it to tear the invoice for you.
They'll not come and cut your wire.
See, let me tell you, whether we agree to it or not, there has been some level of growth.
It's particularly slow. That's
yeah, unfortunately, like
they used to come when there was never money in the house.
End of the month now. When it's getting to end of the month, so the week before salary, like two weeks before salary week, they used to calculate. Are they not working? They are workers too now.
So bad that they used to have 2 teams. One will come this week.
Another one will come next week. You say, but your people came last week.
That's a different unit. Our unit is different. This is general unit.
God, thank you for prepared meter because it's really loud for you.
I used to think when NEPA would just come. They were just down now.
Do you understand?
Like, oh God, these motherfuckers are.
See, Jehovah Witness and NEPA people, nobody knock your gate past those
Jehovah Witness will make me buy a dog.
See.
For that, and I will train it.
But they stopped. I don't see them anymore.
I just put Jehovah Witness back. I don't bite that one.
Okay, so I don't see a lot of Jehovah Witnesses anymore.
I don't think that he's not sexy. He doesn't work in that much anymore.
Fair. It says not sexy. So religion has to be sexy.
Yes, though.
Part of the.
They go over brook, water brook, all those.
No, darling. I'm very
churches.
Catholic.
All the churches where you go look at like.
My church is already very fancy.
Okay.
Naturally, it is not. You don't feel so?
Catholic churches.
Yes.
Yeah, they're fancy.
They're naturally fancy. So we can't
the way the babes relate. Dress, you go be like, excuse me.
No, normally now. So we serve the dress for our church.
Excuse me. It's like that scene in Out of Bounds where Biba Ketola and that's why you're giving the eye.
I like this cutting, hot, bombastic eyes.
In a jump scripture. Nobody else can churches won't go. I beg you.
Hot bodies. That's what we need in our lives.
So that was my week basically. Nothing much. I recorded the pod on Friday. That's all.
Oh, what part? Oh, yeah. Loose talk, yeah.
Yeah, nothing much.
How was the recording?
Well, sweet. It was good. We talked about Gangs of Lagos. Osage loves that. Osage wanted to call it a 9 over 10.
Why? So, why did you just stop him?
No, he called it now.
Oh, okay.
Then we spoke about the movie, the layers to it. We talked about the not criticism, the lashback or the backlash.
The backlash, yeah.
From certain areas of Lagos and everything. And it was dope. It was not bad.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I think that more than anything, I appreciate the fact that Gangs of Lagos has spurred up conversations.
Oh yeah.
So it's great.
I'm not really mad about the whole, like, if you are from Misaleko and you see anything, I'm not really mad about. Like, you come to say, oh, it's not about that, it's fine.
Yeah.
And in my newsletter, I said it's the Nigeria plug.
Have you
I just wrote about it, like, and I always reference 2 movies, The Godfather and Scarface. Okay. Anybody who knows classic movies knows that Godfather and Scarface
must watch.
Are top 10 in almost anybody's category. When The Godfather wanted to be made, Italian Americans were vehemently against it because they knew that it would portray them in the bad light. The mafia also did not want them to put that there for reasons. And there's a series about that, the making of The Godfather, where you see where they're shooting the producer's car and everything. But at the end of the day, they found a middle ground. That's why the word mafia was not used in Godfather. It was never mentioned. Mafia guys don't get themselves if you use the word mafia.
Yeah.
The movie came out and it's one of the greatest movies of all time. But still, it still holds the stereotype that Italian Americans are mobsters.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, also
kind of dances right down the alley.
There were certain Italian Americans who did shit back in the day. Then came Scarface. These 2 movies, funny enough, have Al Pacino in it. Scarface, the Cubans and Americans say they don't want this kind of movie to come out. Yeah. That it puts them in the bad light, that they are all criminals. Yeah. Even the Miami State government said they don't want this movie to be shot in Miami. And the movie wasn't shot in Miami anyway. It was shot in Los Angeles. Only a few scenes were shot in Miami. Yeah. And there were threats of gun violence when they wanted to shoot it. So I understand when every culture, there's no culture in the world that has 100%, that is 100% clean. Yes. There's always going to be a dark spot. I know everybody wants that dark spot to come out into light. So you have knee-jerk reaction like, no, don't put them outside, But it still happens. So I understand if it's like Vector gave a very understandable. So like to me, he said he's an Isaleko boy. Yeah. If you go to Obalende, those paintings under the bridge, you see Vector's face there. He's from there. He's from Lafayette. He was born there.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, he was born. So he said he had friends that have carried their masquerade. And some will chase him because they know he's him. And he knows that he can't touch them, so they do that. And he said, he was not, to his best of knowledge, he was not a criminal organization. Yeah. Now for that part, we all know that undertones of why we will leave out for RCB, the tearing of the billboard and everything. I don't think it's necessary. And there's something called dramatic license. It's allowed to happen. It's fiction. Yeah. And if it hits close
some
to home,
part of it.
if it hits close to home, maybe sometimes you have to check home too and say, home, are we acting in the same way? You cannot lie that Isaleko is one of the major power players for Lagos State politics.
Yeah.
I went there during the election. That place is a battlefield.
Hit.
Soldiers were there, like if you move your head now, headshots.
I love it.
They don't over here go come. You know. So it is real as it gets. And I made mention of like in the 90s when filmmakers were making movies about widow rights and taboo.
Yeah.
It wasn't an indictment.
From the East.
It wasn't an indictment of Igbo culture.
Yeah.
We were like, at this point, we should have done away with this culture.
Yeah.
And you can see how there's a growth.
There's a lot of transformation
There's a transformation
from
there.
them.
So nobody should should vex as it is now. So we can't all lie. Isaleko is like that, but Isaleko is also fun. You know, not everybody Isaleko wants to be a gangster.
Yeah, not everybody in Isaleko is a gangster.
Character,
yeah.
Obalola's mother wanted a better life. You know, Obalola at some point was like, there's a bigger way.
Exactly. Hence Nino too. Nino was pushing for
Nino wanted to leave and he wanted Obalola to be somebody in life.
To be a better kid.
So, but because film literacy is a thing and many people are not exposed to movies that play on a certain level, they want it to be written in black and white. That Eyo is not a criminal organization. And there's something people miss that in the beginning when Eyo killed Obalola's father, Eyos were also used as retribution for justice at the end. So it balances.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
But when you watch too much Ebin Pejo Asaba Nollywood, these things fly over your head.
Yeah.
That's why we tell you people, sometimes I watch film that you won't get Oscar award-winning film. They watch
Please
that.
don't kill me.
It's not every time you watch Fast and Furious 15.
Please don't kill
When
me.
they fly car into moon. You know,
Sometimes watch local movies.
Watch movies that make you like, okay, I understand where they're going. I understand, hey.
But guess what, right? I completely agree with what you're saying because a friend of mine and I were talking about, shout out to my big daddy, my friend anyway. We're having a conversation about this and he was like, oh, the Ayo people that wrote released that bulletin denouncing what and like shutting that down, we're doing too much.
They're doing too much. It's something they could have had a conversation with Jadi.
So here's the thing. I don't feel that they are doing too much because just from all the things you've broken down now, you've kind of cited different movies that were pivotal. No means say the creativity is not welcome though. But for documentation's sake and for the sake of posterity, it is very important.
And mafia movies have not stopped.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
One of the greatest TV series is about American Italians stealing mafia, Sopranos.
Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
So like what I'm trying to get at is that this thing is hot. Because the blanket. What I'm trying to get at is that so it might be why are they saying that this Nigeria? But we as Nigerians sometimes we kind of like overlook our cultures and our traditions.
We give our culture a pass back on everything. There's some shit that we're like, nah, this shit ain't sexy. Like,
do you get? No, I don't. My argument is not even from a pass mark. I feel like when it comes to our culture, we're lenient.
Yeah, those I'm still saying that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, I understood it differently, but you know. We're very lenient.
Everybody wants to be angels.
Do you understand?
Our culture, like in our culture, we are like progressive thinking for no, bro, no.
No, that's not what I'm. That's not the perspective I'm coming. I hear you, right?
Yeah.
But I think that in holding our beliefs, we are too lenient as people, as Nigerians.
And
I'm not even just saying just Yoruba or Igbo. I say as people, our values were so lenient, right? If somebody puts up something that is defamatory, whether or not, so even if it's the truth, right?
Yeah, but it gives like a one-dimensional view of this particular tribe.
Exactly. Do you understand? Exactly. And I think for posterity's sake, it is great that the people of Isaleko have written to say, you guys na film.
Except that chief that later gave out a threat. There's one chief that gave out a threat. He said anything on our eyes. And I'm like, bro.
Oh no, that one is going too far.
You don't reach East Coast, West Coast, Tupac, Biggie.
And that's why bodies are important. That's why, as much as you know that also there are still people who want to hijack stories and everything. It's very important for us to have regulation because
there's regulation.
No. It's not strong.
It's not strong. It's
not the strength of the regulation. That's what I am attacking.
It's not even strong. But the reason why I say it's not strong is because the people there don't have. Like I don't believe that film literacy is high.
Yeah.
So Tunde Kelani, who's one of the best directors of all time, was the head of the census board, and after like 6 months he left. And he said they didn't allow him to do what he wanted to do.
Shout out to Tunde Kelani.
So you know that. And I've heard stories that census board is more money for hand back from like fuck it. As long as you're not showing ash. or you're knacking.
Who's going to check it?
Obviously, we've seen now with all these Netflix and this in our home.
Who they check?
Anything goes now. Show Bobby.
Jonathan, who they check?
They are paying dollars allegedly.
Please don't kill me.
Let's go there. But still,
let the Lord's work.
Let this series about Hush Puppy come out.
Yeah.
Nigerians will vex. So are they trying to put us in the bad light? But bro.
So I don't want even Nigerians to be talking. I want the regulatory bodies to speak so that because it is necessary for documentation. I agree that it is porous. It's not upheld.
But at this part, the film Censors Board doesn't need to talk because it doesn't even violate any of their principles.
See, guess what? I'm not even speaking to a particular body now. I'm saying if you're being portrayed, and which is what I've even been saying, that when we talk about tribes in Nigeria, even it's because we're too lenient with our people, right? I've said it before that on this pod, we've said it. If you speak up against the Jews, anywhere you are, whoever you are, they will shut you down. Do you get what I mean? So that's what I mean. Like, if people jealously guard who they are, then
no, you don't fuck with you.
Do you understand?
Nobody fucks with you.
And you guys are talking about. I listened to what's it called? Sulu's talk, where you guys are talking about the music industry and going to go and sample old songs, right? And they were like, why somebody wrote a fan mail that why can't you just they went to meet Onyeka and Wenu to I don't know who was talking about it.
Somebody sent an email.
Do you get what I mean? And it was like, they even though they went to go and ask for Onyeka and Wenu for this, and you now started talking about having masters. You don't know who owns the masters to the songs, hence why like it's not really clear cut. It's in stuff like that. When you were saying that, it even got me thinking to myself that why don't we hold our own things? Do you understand?
So this is a different.
This slavery is deep, mental.
This one you're talking about now is a different. I won't say different conversation.
Why do you feel it's different?
Because owning our masters is not a tribe or racial thing. It's an economics thing. Even the Beyonce doesn't own a master.
So guess what?
Even the Beatles, the greatest band of all time, doesn't own his masters. Which a black man owns, which was Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson used Nigerian sense. Collected that from them.
Still a Nigerian sense, but the Nigerian no get the sense.
Yeah, you know because
the African sense.
The Beatles guy said, "Oh, Michael, we want to buy our masters, which is the most valuable. If you have Beatles masters, your generation no go poor.
That's true. I hear that it's really
you no go poor. Michael's like,
royalties and shit.
You guys go and work for it. Michael call him lawyer. How much is this thing? The guy said, run out for me, Jerry. After negotiation, the guy bought for like maybe 400 mil or 500 mil. I know it's Michael. This is why Michael they hot.
Yes, so
when that man found out, he ended their friendship because he told you. But Michael was like, fuck it, it's business.
Yeah.
So the basic business structure is different.
Okay. So I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Right.
The problem is also that it's also a Nigerian thing, which a lot of our artists are doing today. They're not thinking of how can I own my masters because they are collecting peanuts up front. When you see dollars, you already think this dollar flies faster as the naira.
Yeah.
So when they give you like $100,000, like they give
money solid.
Bro, $100,000 will finish in a month.
I'm telling you.
With the lifestyle you are living, you go buy a fancy car. You go buy.
You have bills to pay. Your bills have increased.
Everything. So you sell.
And you guys even spoke about touring.
Yeah. So you sell your masters now.
Man.
And you did it in a way that you cannot get your masters back until like a crazy amount. The terms of limit is too.
It's so crazy.
Stupid. And what do you have?
See, we don't hold our things. That's what I'm trying to say. We're too easy. We so freely let things.
It would be better if like a Nigerian owned your masters, but back then, how many Nigerians even had the facilities to even push out albums?
Had the idea of that.
No, they had the idea. But
did they always have the idea of having and owning their masters?
Sonny Ade owns some of his masters. Okay. A lot of his masters. Okay. Because at one point he created his own.
Shout out to King Sonny Ade. He's always finding out things to generate wealth. Remember when he auctioned his guitar?
When they call person King, Fela too owns his master. So most of his songs that you want, you have to go through his family. Even though there are people that co-own the master because they're so valuable. Yeah. And I remember what Yeni Kuti said in an interview. He said, maybe in the 80s or 70s, Motown Records came with $1 million to buy Fela's catalog. Fela told them that if I sell this to one of my children eat.
I love it.
Yeni now says that.
Talking about future and investments.
Yeni says that people today are still coming and they're calling bigger prices. And she tells them that if the person that owns this song
did not give you,
did not sell it.
Do you understand? Who am I?
And that's why today, you see some of Fela's children, those people are just very down to earth.
Humble.
The money they make per month of Fela's. So,
I love the Shine any day though.
This movie, the other day 4.
Yeah.
Where they play that.
Yes.
You know the
what they call it.
That be like $40,000.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Do you get what I mean?
How many? They're like 5. Pocket town.
Everybody will be good.
That's one out of many.
So imagine that we owned more of our own things.
Fela studied music. So obviously,
but that's why there are now people like you too who are here in the economy too and have these artists around you people. How about telling them, because we're exporting, as much as I know that you cannot gatekeep Afrobeats, right? You cannot gatekeep. Yeah, but it would be nice.
You stole it.
Do you understand? It would be nice to also keep for a long-term basis, enjoy the benefits of it. This is
what I've always been shouting about since when they started saying the word Afrobeats.
Shout it more. You see, you know that you want to run away to Canada.
They give me 20,000. I'm like, I don't know.
Please, I'm sure you're more expensive than that. Don't do that.
So I keep saying that if this Afrobeats thing, right, it's good. Like we are going around the whole world, we're touring. But the industry in Nigeria is suffering. Is non-existent. Yeah. Right. If one day, which is normal, one day America says, man, we're tired of Afrobeats. What's the next sound? Everybody's coming back to the code. What's going to happen? Everybody's coming back to the code.
Exactly.
And you're coming back to nothing. Nothing.
Because when they were flying high, you didn't structure anything.
For a country of, let's say, official
200 million. 200
million, they're telling us.
Million.
We don't have 10 music labels of international standard in this country.
Man,
and 10 is nice. I can't even say 5.
Solid though. 5 solid. 5
solid ones. You know, they this country.
And we're okay.
What we are saying is what they are doing to our football too.
Yeah.
They go abroad to play. Simple.
In fact, our athletes in general.
No, your best footballers are not playing here. Yeah. You can't expect Iwobi to come and play in Nigerian Premier Football.
Look at the Israel that we're even fighting. We're arguing is UFC, is MMA.
He's an immigrant. He plays.
Exactly.
One of the best basketball players now, Giannis. He's a Nigerian boy now. He's a Nigerian boy. His surname is actually...
What club is he playing with?
I've forgotten the name. I don't follow... Me and basketball, we know they follow each other. His name is actually AOT2. They had to turn it, they had to Greek version it to Atekopol or something. I don't know how you guys pronounce it. He's a Yoruba boy and he claims Yoruba Nigeria to be proud, but at the end of the day, man,
that's not where your Barbie
is. His parents went to Greece so that their children could have a better life. Look at him now. If his parents stayed in Nigeria now for the damn Warriors, they play basketball. They give them 30K per month for one match.
Let's talk about mothers and their children.
Giannis, his friends suffered. They will be immigrants. Now, Giannis the money is stupid.
True.
Look at this one here. I think he bought a car or something for his parents. Money is because they looked at them. Giannis would have been in a thug. Would have been a real life Gangs of Lagos boy.
Please don't
without that kick away they kick. But they say come and kick abroad.
Come and kick what you can
chase. Without the suffering, you will make money.
I'm telling you.
Sometimes parents see that we already taking the L. Our own dreams, we know our own dreams are dead and buried in Nigeria. But these kids cannot go through what we went through.
Yeah.
A lot of parents sacrifice themselves like, fuck it. I'd rather be...
Nobody asked you, shall.
I'd rather be a handyman in America when I know I was a big boy in Lagos. Where I know say, I press 1 or 2. Let me be cleaning toilets.
I'm sorry.
Day, out of my 5 children, one of it does...
Let me tell you, I'm sorry. I think that vision...
Look at Skepta's children. Look at Skepta's parents. See. Skepta is even better because all the 3 children, they hammer.
But guess what, Even him too is now coming back as an export, of course, to Nigeria.
It's very sexy when you're abroad, right? See, Nigeria, they not carry to Lekki, VI, come and do homecoming. Oh, I think the new Lagos, the new Africa.
Love it.
I can feel my ancestors talking to me.
Do you understand?
I mean, Oshodi.
And they're listening to Nijado sisters.
This is the king, we're going to Lagos together.
King Gamo. I feel like I agree with you, right? And I think this conversation kind of leads us into our next talking points.
So
our next talking point for the pod.
So there was
Omayo, one hour.
I'm gonna leave for 2 o'clock. Don't worry.
Me.
So there was a story of a footballer. What's the name of that footballer now?
Hakimi.
These are not verified news, but it went the rounds, and we'll have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Hakimi, who is currently facing a rape charge. He plays for Paris Saint-Germain, PSG. You know. And
this is my first time I'm hearing the full name of that club.
Go for it. Okocha used to play there before.
No. I'm hearing the full name. Okay. All I hear is PSG.
Paris Saint-Germain. And in between all these issues with the whole rape case here, and his wife filed for divorce. who is allegedly she's years older than him.
An actress?
Yeah, a model actress. She started dating him when he was a teenager. Red
19.
flag grooming, allegedly.
He's giving woke.
Yeah, give woke. Well, woke.
I love it.
I don't open.
He's giving woke. Oh.
So they went to court allegedly, according to the stories, unverified stories, and the lady found out that Hakimi doesn't have anything to his name. All his money, fortunes, everything is tied to his mother's account. Like 80% of what he earns goes to his mother's account. So if he wants to buy anything more than what he currently has, he has to go to his mother to go and get it. So really, he's at the end of the day, it's like what CEOs do when they create another. It's like they use the business place for them, so you can't sue them or anything like that.
So basically, how my little idea of how these things. Okay,
so his wife cannot claim half, like the way in the Western world. She can't claim half of what he has.
So you know how like next of kin works?
Yeah, which is that's our own version here in Nigeria.
Yeah. So for instance, if I don't make money now and I don't get picking, and I don't want to be taxed or or I want to run a certain type of operations where my money is not tied to me.
Around.
This is how also corruption works.
Oh yeah, shop companies and everything. This is how it works.
This is how corruption works. You name another thing, so that's the thing, so that the thing feeds you without being directly.
There's some companies in America that have headquarters in one island. Yeah. And that island, if you go to that quarter, maybe there's only one fax machine there. And it's because in that country, they don't pay tax.
Yeah, they don't
have to pay tax to America. They'll say, no, we're not an American company. We are from Seychelles or something.
Exactly.
And we paid our tax to Seychelles government.
And what do you need to own a company in any country? You pay the tax. You pay your taxes. You're registered.
They look for foreign investment. So as long as you bring back, they're okay.
So, that's how like.
So Hakimi did a leg over for his wife allegedly.
Saying a leg over.
I don't understand how Nigeria. It's enough to WhatsApp and Facebook. That normally doesn't get things as fast as people are trending.
I saw it on WhatsApp actually.
And I'm like, why? It's like, first of all, why are we so crazy about relationship in Nigeria? It is so terrible. Every small thing, relationship. Are you people starved of companionship?
We are going through trauma now. This is a traumatic country.
So men started saying that, men that don't only have, as Steve said, it's only 2 jeans, one smart TV, and maybe one couch. And I said, this is the move they want to make. That's if you have a couch. Say, this is the move we want to make. And like, bro, you have no money. You have no assets.
Leave gold digging for the people who have gold.
The men that have gold do not complain.
I swear to
you that have not seen Panda. You know what Panda is? You are shouting.
It's the reactions for me.
And people started giving their own
intelligent, informed.
If your wife cannot have your wealth, then that's not a marriage. And some men are saying that your wife is not your family. That the only women that are your family are your mother and sister. I'm like, now wow. So this marriage thing is like war for you people.
Yes, so
it's like garden again. You move, I move.
But they never tell you to make you marry.
They've told me, but not to marry somebody that I will call a guide.
You don't know now. Your spouse will change.
I'll not be like that woman in the Crazy Rich Asians. When I get to my blame. So
there's no money.
There's no money.
But you know that I think that's
but finances is a touchy issue for most Nigerian households anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
don't worry, go disclose. Just say I earn around, but nobody see pay slip.
I think it depends on the partner that the person ends up with.
For a lot of guys, it's very hard for you to say how much you disclose to your partner. I don't know about if women do that.
Maybe say for you especially. For you.
I'm not married.
For you, especially you.
You know that I don't do sample size according to the data.
I've dated people that have told how much I earn.
And that's And
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I say for you.
For women, that's what I don't know. I don't let me talk for women.
No, there are some women who also don't tell like how much they earn, right? Again, because finances is a very touchy conversation. Yes. You get
even your guy. They tell your guy how much they earn.
See,
like when you get a new job, say guys, so they pay you well. They try.
See, let me.
How much they pay you?
See, another thing is because too we have a lot of black tax and there's a lot of study business like stuff going and on the side. You don't want another burden to be on you. Maybe, do you understand?
Maybe your guy already knows now. Then one day that's a guy you feel let me.
You not say, but you earn this amount. Run now. You understand?
No, all of the hustle.
We they also each other for this full country.
They don't furnish the apartment, like they leave the living room bare.
Remember
when their guys come, like you think this guy not to get money. Because before you get now, you can't do co-tenants.
Remember when Nigerian homes didn't used to paint the outside of their houses?
A popular footballer, retired for Nigerian legend, DJ Kocha did that.
We're not talking about those things anymore.
When DJ moved to his house in Okwebi, And when JJ was playing for PSG.
Yeah.
They got no pretty house.
But that's how we grew up now. You see somebody's house inside is gorgeous. Outside, no paint.
Made it not to get
so that they will not know that you have money.
Let's say you buy like a lot of stuff for the house, electronics and everything. You wait until night to bring it out. You put it in your because you don't want everyone to know that these people.
Do you understand?
What they get?
They don't get any. See,
so finance is a touchy subject. So even going to marriage, it's a landmine. So
like when I heard about this conversation, because actually that's why I asked you. You have not told me your own opinion
of what I don't know
of the Hakimi.
Of what he did.
Yeah.
Well, if it is true, shout out to the guy.
Really?
Shout out to the guy, right?
Well,
because in the immortal words of Drake, you're not with me shooting in the gym.
Please.
When I they play right back, they collect tackling. You follow me collect. When are they train? You know how much.
But if she met him, when did he join PSG?
I don't know when he joined PSG. But the average life of a footballer, you know they retire very quickly. By mid-30s, they're already out. From around 10 or 8, 7, your life is already dedicated to football.
Yeah.
It is a very, very lonely and disciplined life, which only you can go to. And it's not, maybe out of all the old young footballers in the world, maybe only like 5% make it to that level where he is. So that guy has sacrificed his life.
So like...
It's not like, bro, I ain't share this money with nobody.
But if the report says they started dating when he was 19 and right now he's 24 and she's how old, 36?
Maybe.
She's 36 years old. Been dating for like 5 years, give or take, right?
Yeah.
So at the heat of she has also seen him rise. Yeah. So would you still say would that still be categorized as her not being there with him when he was kicking it in the gym?
Can she explain what a defensive block is?
I beg me.
What is 4-4-2?
See I have all you and Steve. People are always talking about football. Till today, wishing inside the football, I don't know. I cannot confidently name 10 players.
Does she know what a low block is?
Please,
can she advise him on how to face Rashford one-on-one?
I don't know. This
full speed.
No. See, so now the coach will get the money now based on saying now you know all the technical registers.
It's not like if I get big, when they tell me say as a footballer, I say no, the way Messi Mount.
But you don't know now.
The way Messi Mount dribbled you the next time, closing money. Then as you collected the ball, scan quickly, make your through passes, and you're in the box 18. Fine. Not be one way you don't even know whether you want. Well, you notice that I come home, salary enter.
But we cannot say you're not living in their home.
I'm not living in their home.
So we cannot say
so don't be a third party.
Exactly.
But you also know that this 50-50 thing has always been very, very, even in the most exposed countries, it has always been very, very touchy.
Do you understand?
Like when Jeff Bezos got divorced with his wife, people were like, bro, you gonna lose all that money, my nigga?
See, a friend...
50% of what you build, my nigga.
See, but I don't think that one is bad because they also grew it together.
No, that was
they're business partners.
Yeah, but this football is very physically intensive. Let's say married to a female footballer now. You don't say they do one-on-one for house. But that woman look as if she doesn't know how to handle. The only balls she knows how to handle. So
how do you know? How do you know? Just because those
they footballer leg.
No, if you don't know football, but there are other things she's probably
maybe
good at.
Maybe for emotional support, but
whatever it is.
But also,
even emotional.
Let's not even do with the fact that he comes from a very poor background. So this could have also, if you could have financially ruined him. There's a particular footballer, I think he's a boy. He got married to his white lady. She divorced him, took half. The guy was.
Oh yeah, is it the black footballer? The black footballer. I think a couple years ago, 2019. A friend of mine sent it to me. His name is Emmanuel Iboe. Ivorian.
People reference that story. Look at Iboe, my nigga. And footballers also are victims for. Let's just put it, gold diggers. Because bro, these boys are earning 350 every 90 minutes. It's not 350 per week. Then you now manage to be in that circle. You go first collect Belen now. There's no how. See, Ayo, let's talk about the reactions because me, I have my own idea of it. I stayed away from reaction because I'm like, bro, this is above you guys' tax bracket. It doesn't even. It's not relevant to Nigerian society. If you divorce, you divorce. Yeah. Now, by force, some men are even taking care of your children when they divorce. Then you are now talking 50%, and you don't even have which assets do you have? Is it the Toyota Corolla 2009 that you bought that is asset? Is that the asset?
That's somebody's asset. He goes if he's still selling now, Corolla is going for 3 million.
Is it the
3 million naira? Who don't dash you 3 million naira?
Is it your computer boys cutters?
Who dash you 3 million now?
Is it your computer boys cutters in Ajagbadi?
Ayo, let me.
That your family have been doing for 40 years, like you not share with your wife.
Let us not shit on anyone's asset. Asset is asset.
Asset is asset.
As far as say,
even if now one polo,
a gun to your head, bring something now, something go come aside. Okay, right? But I'll say the reactions I saw, because I wasn't on as I said this week, I was not on social media.
Yeah.
Honestly, before God and man, now yesterday I know say they do election for another state. I wasn't on social media. I really disconnected, right? So if some people, different people, different opinions. Someone was saying, when black men too, because this guy is from Morocco.
I know where you're going to. I know where
black men too, and they don't. No, I'm saying these are reactions that I saw, and that black men too always looking for things that are white, so that they can be stable.
And I know guys
forgetting black babes.
I know some of my closest guys who always like make it like a red flag that all these footballers, when they get rich and everything, they date white women. To be personally to me, and I'm being honest, I don't say any I believe love is love.
Wow.
Like
you do.
If I fall in love with an Asian woman, I don't think that should make my blackness any lesser than a person who dates or marries a black woman.
I actually believe love is love.
I understand in the context of America where race is, as with the whole religion and ethnicity, that's how their own race is. But for me, bro, if I see Rashford is my favorite footballer now. He's engaged with a white woman. I'm like, go, bro. Shout out to you, my nigga. In short, most footballers date white women, and I don't know why. I don't know why that happens. I don't know why that happens.
Yeah.
But to me, when I look at it, I'm like, I don't think that's a problem. It doesn't mean he hates the black woman. Maybe this was just his spec emotionally and physically. I don't know. Serena Williams is married to a white man. No person is bringing that long note and say Serena Williams hates black men. So obviously,
well, I don't even think it was a gender thing. Well, it was a racial thing.
Shout out to Obama though, married a black woman.
Black on black. Do you get what I mean?
Not like Kofi Annan, we marry white woman.
You can't hate on anybody, right? Now you say love is love.
Love is love. I can't hate on you.
Exactly.
But some people, when I talk to them, like, no, it's wrong. They don't. I'm like, bro, if I did that and I see one white baby way fits, bro, I love black women, but bro, that this one my eyes.
That's what you want, right? Everybody's allowed to their own opinions.
They cancel people in America based off black celebrities of the fact that they are not dating white women. They're like, he's never dated a white woman before. Like
because it's actually a thing, right?
That's why Michael B. Jordan had to go and do what's the name of that woman that goes around everybody?
That left this our guy now.
They're back again. They go do one small quickie for one island.
I forgot her name. I'm terrible with names.
Steve Harvey's Lori Harvey. Where they share the goodie like Uber.
Please don't kill me. Goodie.
Everybody go chop up. Chocomilo.
I love it. By the way, Unilever, I don't know why this is not making the rounds, but Unilever is shutting down production.
It does make the rounds for people like us that are millennials that know that in Nigeria, a lot of Nigeria existence has left the...
Do you understand? They're shutting down production of Omo, Sunlight, and Lux soap in Nigeria. Yeah.
Sunlight came years after.
And Lux. Do you understand?
Omo and Sunlight. Omo in that white pack.
Exactly. Did you buy that blue Omo?
Yes, now.
Yeah.
The one in the thick cardboard.
Yes, in the thick cardboard pack. Yeah, that's true.
Or Lux.
See, Lux soap.
Lux was for 5 women now. When they say Lux girl.
But guess what?
What is a cost? 8 years cost.
So cost of bringing in raw materials into Nigeria is too much for them, and running business also in Nigeria.
Left Nigeria.
That one, Volkswagen, all of them. But guess what? I feel to me there's a bright side to all of this, because we have companies locally, FMCGs, Nigerian FMCGs, that I feel should try to fill in this gap.
Bombastic side that.
As again, if you're not going to be foundational about the transition for me,
Apollo side
that Apollo, please, I've stopped seeing Apollo. Is it that we've become resistant to it, or what's happening?
We don't. The moon doesn't send us.
Please don't kill me. No, I used to see. They used to say it's one thing, like all those things that fly, all those seeds that are being propagated.
You know what they call it, Apollo?
Why?
They said the year when America went to the moon.
Please, no.
Their rocket, now when it landed on the moon, it just came from it that fell. It now fell on the earth. So it's not part of that dust. So it's called Apollo. The ship they carried was Apollo. The Apollo ship.
But that's what I'm saying now. That there is one dust. There's one it's actually seeds that are being propagated. You know how pollen seeds like fly around.
So it normally comes in Hamatan.
Exactly, because of the dryness and pollination.
And
again,
Harmattan comes is when the winds reverse, so it now brings in the dust from
exactly.
Sahara. And but
we don't see Harmattan anymore, so hence why it's not happening.
The whole video where you say you get careful, you can't get Harmattan. You can't get Apollo. You actually cough, you don't go to see. Oh no.
See, I feel that we need to, of course, look inwards at ourselves and try to produce some of these things. For shout out to.
Before we even say that, let there be that feel, that
level playing ground.
There are companies who are spending 8 figures buying diesel every fucking month. That any country that's ready for
cost of running business.
Country that's ready for manufacturing should not have that problem.
Do you understand?
Should not have that problem.
Electricity. See, even Dangote, I should say they struggle.
No, Dangote
because far as
they said
locally
Dangote,
owned.
How much are we generating as? But Dangote is close. He has his own power.
Yeah.
They said what Dangote is generating.
It's close to what Nigerians are putting.
Dangote already saw. Dangote knows his boys. He knows his politician boys. He can't ask them for electricity.
And see, also that's why the market is mostly monopolistic.
Yeah.
You know, so that the money is going through a vein. But anyway, we'll talk about that on a different side.
Dangote don't say this one's not gonna give me lights. I will not get time. I know these people now. Nobody they beg me for money for election.
See, based on Hakimi's gist, right? So different reactions.
Yeah, but
because this is our pod don't they extend.
Make your wife next of king, because not funny.
Is this what you think?
No, we don't have this set. I'm thinking of next of king when there's the issue of death. You don't, bro.
You want your mommy to die and then your mommy dies away with your wealth.
Yeah. Your mom just said, one prophet told me that I should donate all my money
to the church.
Before you know it, all your land, everything.
They say it's Nigerian moms that will do it.
My pastor,
these are reactions, and you say you not see any reaction. I will
enter that church. I say, hey, off mic. Give me my BMW first.
And you say you don't listen to reactions. The reaction I'm talking about.
Open your bank app, transfer the fuck. Are you mad?
Native, they do that too.
Yes, I'm stealing my money back. Yeah, but I'm saying that I think it's also necessary as adults. A lot of us are guilty that when you get to a certain age, you don't have to wait for 4 million. Start putting things in place like will, next of kin issue, who will get what and everything. So you don't go catch everybody.
Okay.
Now in terms of divorce now.
No, I've not said my own, Sha.
Okay, I say your own.
Okay.
In terms of divorce.
This one that you're giving referral now. I just want to explain to you.
I don't know divorce because I'm not getting divorced in Jesus' name. Yes.
Amen, Sha. I pray for you.
On top of another person. Or she's on top of another person.
See, my dear.
Then that one, go hard. I just carry
See, Ayo. Do you know how many couples have seen their partners with people that did not say anything?
Ugochi.
Just pray that time. That's why I said don't remove your eyes from
Ugochi.
God.
When you wake up in the morning,
keep your eyes.
Ugochi, when you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror, who do you see?
Me.
You know yourself. You know what.
No worry. Ayo, see, experience. See, don't worry. See, until you experience something, don't talk.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to say.
All right.
Do you know how there are some people?
But you know but you know what they say?
Have you ever experienced?
See, introduce so that they will be.
See that one day, but until you experience something, there's some things that you will never understand until you experience it. So let's just leave it there. But for me now,
for me and my household,
I saw all the reactions. Like I got a couple of reactions because like WhatsApp is for me the commentary thing. It's the commentary app for me.
Blog,
do you understand? That's where I see my own gist. And I read about Hibo and her man Hakimi. And they were talking about different people who had different opinions. Black guy, white woman,
brown guy,
mommy's boy. That's the narrative that everybody's pushing. Our skit makers are pushing mommy's boy narrative. Say finally now pays to be a mommy's boy.
Last.
Do you understand? We want 50% of the money, but I'm broke, right? Everybody were laughing, we're playing. I thought about it when I saw the names. I don't know anything about football. Even the boy gist, I don't even know.
I didn't say about Hakimi until.
Do you understand? No, me, I don't even know. Do you understand? I don't watch football, so I don't know, right? And when I read the article and they said that the woman started to date him when he was 19 as a
18. They got married 19.
Oh, fantastic. So he was 18 years old and she got married to him. So she was in her late 20s, right?
Grooming sense.
Exactly. So she probably already knew better than he did. But
obviously.
I don't know for whatever reason.
19-year-old boy, no.
Do you get what I mean? I don't know what for whatever reason why she did that. But I also understand that mothers and their sons have unbreakable. The bond is neither see which of the bonds are not easily broken. Is it covalent or iron? Nobody should break my head for not remembering that.
God know that bond.
Do you understand? It's not soluble in water. It didn't break down. You understand? Acidic. It didn't break down. Right? Mm-hmm. So mothers and their sons have bonds, and I think that in that picture, the mother was probably whoever brought up the solution.
The OG saw it. Like,
do you understand? You don't look and say, what a child cannot see standing up.
What a child cannot see with the drone.
Do you understand?
An elder will see it sitting down.
Miles away. Do you understand what I mean? I mean, I see that because at the end of the day, how old are these boys that are making this ridiculous amount of money? Mm-hmm. Do you get what I mean?
If you're a baller at 18, you're a big boy.
Do you get what I mean?
Now, if you're a Nigerian footballer, and you now come to Nigeria with your money. I don't want to talk about what the Super Eagles do when they're in the country. Trust me, the baby that you are dying for, that you are begging after your salary.
Your head cheek.
See, boy, where they substitute
your one baby.
But where they substitute bench for Super Eagles.
See, leave gold digging for the people that have gold. Bro, you get what I mean?
See, when Super Eagles are in town, just go to any hotel they are lodging in. Go to that hotel at night.
You see what's in the occur.
See, the things where your grandfather know if you carry. My brother.
You know. I looked at it and I was like, I don't think. I hence why, to be honest, my envelope thoughts, my umbrella thoughts, envelope and umbrella is leave gold digging for those who have gold, right?
But the silver too deal.
Do you understand?
So people will you take my silver?
But I'm looking at the whole thing and I don't know necessarily if it's a story of gold digging. Right? I don't know because I can't tell.
So there's a lot of gaps in his story.
Yeah, you don't know. Exactly.
I wouldn't know whether this story is actually true.
Exactly. Right? I'm not even talking about the efficacy of the story. Me, I'm even just the check say at that level, especially when money is involved, it's very difficult to say because all the people that are shouting, she's a gold digger. You, if you see money, you know go change minds. Do you understand? Like if you see some ridiculous, why are some of us now encouraging our children and our spouses to go and play football? Our boyfriend and girlfriend, you say, I have a boyfriend. Have you ever seen people that have boyfriends that are playing in like little leagues somewhere out of exactly? If you see the way that they carry that boyfriend for edge. He pass Oshuka never see Oshuka they learn work.
It's not 10,000 when they see.
Do you understand? He still feel they touch you. Do you understand? So when it comes to money and conversations that are born from money, I'm very conflicted. Like, I don't know, because my dear, the amount of trailers that have passed between those people, you cannot say, you cannot know.
You don't know what they don't hide.
Do you understand?
They don't tie.
It's not so clear. But I'll say first off, big ups to like his family because for holding through to their child, you know, and having his back as well. But I don't think it is a smart thing for you to have your parents as next of kin for creating businesses in their names.
You need financial advice.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where I'm getting to. My own solution. At a certain level, when you start to play and you start to grow in your career and otherwise, dear Nigerian, dear African, it's 3 important people you must have in your life. Number 1, your accountant. You need someone with very sound financial backing and financial knowledge to ensure that they navigate.
Not the one we don't never pass ICANN.
Do you understand? To navigate properly your income, your expenditure, your budgets, your investments, everything. First, ensure that you invest. Even all these people that are winning Big Brother, please hear this. Do you understand? Because for your real life, imagine say you go see that kind of money before. As a poor person, we think about day-to-day needs. As the older you grow, you think about investments and future investments, right? You think about your future, basically. By the way, there's now something called an e-village. We'll talk about that. Maybe I should reach out to them. They should come and advertise here so that Nigerians in the diaspora can tap into their business because the package is very interesting. Anyway, they did not pay us, so we can't talk about it. Anyway, second person, very important in your life, you need a lawyer. The rules of being human are navigated and protected by the law. So most importantly, you need someone who can maneuver the law, who understands it so much to maneuver and to defend it. So get yourself a lawyer. Very important. A legal partner, a legal advisor is very important in your life. Once you start to make money, I'm not talking to now our Nigerians who, our Gen Zs who are probably listening to this podcast. Third person to have, very important, the most important, if not first, I should have called it, well, this is not chronological order. You need a doctor. You need somebody who attends to your health personally. So you're building a health profile for yourself. Unlike, in Nigeria here, where we don't keep our records of our health records. Some people anyway, let me not make it blanket. A lot of people don't know generational health history, and so we just have people.
I don't know there are recurring medical conditions in your family.
Things like diabetes, stroke, some certain eye problems, glaucoma. See, do you understand? Even mental illnesses. Some mental illnesses are.
Yes, that's why you have to ask
exactly. For your family. It run normally.
It walk way.
Do you understand what I mean? So wherever you are in the world, whether be it in Africa, be it anywhere, as long as you started making a significant amount of money, it is very important that you invest in these different things, because, my dear, who know when you reach there.
And also know that marriage is a financial relationship.
Yes, it was built on the premise.
Now, how you guys want to do it, whether it's 50-50, 80-20, both ways, or anyhow.
That's
people's
zone.
Know that it's not going to be a holiday, it's not going to be a tea party.
It's not a walk in the park. Yeah. Do you understand? Because that's why they say love is not enough when it comes to marriage. And they use love. No be love, they navigate the ship. You've joined by many things. The two have become one, right? Yeah. So, and you're bringing a lot of formative influences into the marriage. So, I don't want to say be smart, but whatever you're doing, ensure that the person sitting next to you is equally up to the task to navigate. Yeah,
equally yoked, as the good Lord said.
You understand? I think that's when they were talking about equally yoked. This is what we're talking about. But our people in the Lord, well, in spirit and in truth, right? Yes. Yeah, be equally yoked. Yeah. That's what I thought about it. I thought to myself, if this guy had, at an earlier stage, had some level of financial intelligence.
Yeah, but most of those guys don't have financial intelligence. Because, like I said, they're on the pitch training every single day. Yeah.
And I think this, for me, right, this is now where it calls to having tutors. You get some things where they teach you for school. You get other things where they learn for street. You understand? Yeah. So, open your eyes, open your head, Very important.
That's why before you marry, go to Lagos, come to Lagos, make Lagos girls see you.
Especially in December.
Make Lagos girls show you shaggy. After that, you have to be heart of stone. Famous ones. No girl for UK if you can't run you anyhow.
See, my dear, no be like that though. Because
let me tell you something.
A soft reply turneth away wrath.
See, after devil and the demons, the next people in the seat of Hades, now Lagos women.
See, fear women, Sha.
Fear women.
Well, fear people too.
And saying,
people in general.
When you wake up in the morning, just be telling us sorry, because if you just kill them.
How come there are no serial killers that are women? Yeah. Or it's me that is not reading it?
Where? In Nigeria?
No, generally.
Yeah.
Please, I want to watch it. So please send some of them my way. I'm actually going to now frantically look. Because men are too easy virtue for them not to be falling so much in the hands of serial killers. Yeah. I mean, this is not me hating on anybody. I'm just saying.
Women, they keep like men too, no?
Yeah. Well, anyway, Ayo is working, you guys, and the pod has gone.
What's the next topic, please?
Next topic we're jumping on is the retirement benefits of governors.
I saw the package and it.
Well, Delta State governor.
It's Delta now.
Yeah.
They have money there now.
See, Okowa.
But they don't have money to help the people of the state.
Okowa don't look and say, VP no work. Wait and go do now.
Yeah, the last one.
Before they take me out, let me put one last thing in.
Man, I'll shock one for them.
Do you understand? This is the last come. Just want to. This is the last shot, literally. He's just like, what can I do now? What can I do now to hold this power and affluence?
Apologies to all the people who have not had sex on this.
Please.
Ugochi wants to make your ears bleed.
I'm destroying it for you guys. Yeah. I promise you that love making is not this violent. But
you never see. After 6 months of I'm coming to your house, you now finally call.
I'm coming.
Hey. You go violent.
They come and go loud.
You go loud. Landlord go not. Is everything safe over there?
Are you people fighting?
All right, for this Delta State issue, right?
Yeah.
Let me look for the list. So the listed benefits include a furnished duplex in Delta State or any other state in the country worth over 300 million naira.
That's it, baby.
350% gratuity of his basic salary for the first tenure.
What?
Gratuity of 450% of his basic salary for second tenure.
After 2 days.
Pension of 70% salary of first term. Pension of 80% salary of second term. Medical treatment for him and members of his immediate family. 2 vehicles, including a utility vehicle, not below the sum of 20 million naira each every 2 years. 2 armed policemen and 1 DSS officer, 15 days annual vacation in any place of his choice, and other benefits. An office with 4 aides, each of the 4 domestic workers. An office with 4 aides, each of the 4 domestic workers will earn 100,000 naira monthly.
Is that line for me? Is the last line for me? Is the 100K line for me? Every other thing was million, but your domestic staff will earn hundreds.
Those are the house niggas.
Exactly. Those ones, they will say, shokpe o.
So this 100K now, when is that time to fight now? You think these people will not?
They will fight, oh.
Man, this 100K, you know they were collecting. Oh, you want to see Oga? You have to pay us 250K.
Exactly.
Oh, you think they're not? You think they're not say when they're not
based on proximity?
They were like free for working. Which Nigeria
niggas?
The house niggas. We are saying niggas.
How much?
Sorry, we are saying niggas in the hip hop version.
Yes.
We're not saying it in the white and black.
Please, God, I beg you. Don't come and attack us.
Black American now.
We'll come and we'll find 2, 3, 4 essential and say they're calling us niggas.
You're calling us niggas? No, we are not.
See, is that last line for me? 100K. First of all, I don't know how much minimum wages in Delta State.
I have to understand that 100K.
Those are the billionaires, though.
As the years go by, 100K is.
It dwindles in what, sir? But see, theirs is based on percentages, 350%, 450%.
So they still.
Do you understand? The thing they increase.
And I think it's company interest.
Do you understand? Hey, not a small. What? But you know what? You know, when I read this thing, the only first thing I said, Tinubu has given rise to this. They have shown that there's a possibility of this happening. Hence why Anokowa.
There are other states like this that have gone below the radar.
Yeah. Do you get what I mean?
I think they tried to do this in Kwara. Whether it worked or it didn't work, I don't know.
Yeah. But like, then again, it has shown the greedy politician that it is possible to milk the state even after your rule.
At this point now, they will even put their grandchildren. Their grandchildren should be collecting salary.
Evidently now.
Yeah.
Hence why a lot of southeastern politics it borders on family.
Oh yeah.
They always want to impute their brother here, their sister here, their auntie here, their in-law. They want to impute in different. Shout out to Imo State, by the way. Their gubernatorial election happened yesterday. I think I had APC one in Imo State.
JRV and everything. I tuned up.
I mean, then because that's where the Akachukwu statue by the one-time governor. Rocha Sokorocha carried Akachukwu and put it up for us.
Is that Akachukwu?
Akachukwu, yes.
Who's gonna put Nelson Mandela somewhere?
Is him now? He's the one that was making immortalizing people that did not but nobody sent them at all. No, there was one statue he put somewhere in town, right? It's called Akachukwu. One high tower and just a hand on it about to touch God. Yes.
It's not better than the leg they gave us in Beggar.
But what did you give you guys?
Leg.
I love it.
You don't go to Beggar.
I think I've seen it all.
It's just half leg like this.
I think I saw it. I saw it.
Ambode, you hope everything's okay. At that point, I know that Ambode, there's no problem.
See that you know that at that roundabout when you're trying to turn to Shita Dino Ogusanya from under the bridge. There used to be this football statue. They had removed it. Yeah, because I remember that last time I passed there, they had removed that statue.
Nigeria gets itself. They will have to rework that whole area around the stadium because of the crowd that's going to come to that place. But that's another discussion for
another day. Our road network system itself is nothing to write home about. Then again, another example of the government's instilling wealth and power for itself, and the people of the economy of the indigenes of the country.
Don't worry, you know
are impoverished.
If you gotta read the French Revolution, if you gotta read the French Revolution.
I'm actually on a mission to read all history from everywhere in the world because it's very important. If we don't know where we're coming from, we don't know where we're going.
See, the French aristocrats were eating money.
See.
There's one time they complained that there was no food in the country. I forgotten the queen said, give them cake.
I love it.
The day the French stood up and chased those motherfuckers.
See, and that's where Nigeria is going to we're getting to. Because people are not asking more questions.
There's a day that will call.
Yeah.
They will try every trick in the book.
and nothing will work.
And you know when the mob will getting closer.
See, the power of the people will be more than the power of the people in power.
See, what you know here, small.
Yes. See,
you go with speaker.
The violence go loud.
You go too over.
See, it will be insane. But you know, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I was just looking at it and I was just like, further and further. See, now we're talking about removing fuel subsidies. See, when Okowa is saying, but the problem again is the poverty in these different states. Hence why I'm really, I say people should hold their governors accountable.
Yeah, people need to hold their governors more accountable than the president.
Yes, because how again is it possible that a state like Delta States with their history,
so rich in sports talent, human resources,
do you get what I mean? A lot of Delta has even faced
some of the coolest people I know are from Delta State.
Shout out Steve Dede.
No, they call Steve. No,
is that your real guy now? What do you mean? I hear. See, your life, your banter and your life is different when you talk to Steve.
You go make.
See, you're even blushing, Steve.
You go make Steve.
Steve, you're making AOT2 blush. You must hear this.
Now you're going to allow
hear this.
Steve will carry that as a talking point.
Yes, that's what he needs to do. That
Steve is a lie.
He's blushing immediately. I said Steve Dede. If the way I all smiled, I've never seen bromance. I think it's so beautiful. That's actually beautiful. It's really nice to know that you have friends that make you smile.
I have friends now.
No, you have friends, but they make you smile. That's what I'm saying. That's good though. I like that for you.
Thank you.
Nigerians, our mumu never too much like this.
Our mumu don't do. It's not everything that you're only attacking someone. Governors in the other 35 states. What are you people doing?
See, my friend was coming from Ibadan this morning.
And they shot her.
They shot right at the car that she was in, and there was a bullet in the dashboard.
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday morning. This was 7 a.m.
How do you go this Abeokuta? Because me, let's in a train last. No,
not
slow.
But what else can we use now?
Train is too slow.
But it's not far, so it's doable.
If we do the morning one.
It's not far.
I will go by 4. I think it's 4 that.
Thank you for reminding me, because I have to put a group together. Would you mind going with a group of people?
It's better now.
Okay, great. Because I'm thinking of putting a group together. You can also add your people to it if you want. No, you are going with people. If you don't tell them, I will tell them for you. I will invite people for you. Don't worry. The thing I'm talking about is a lot of people.
No problem. You can even rent bus now or car.
I don't want to bear the responsibility of committing anybody.
I don't want to do that route.
Do you get what I mean? I feel that we're not holding our governors accountable enough. A friend of mine was speaking to me yesterday, and we're talking about how he was saying that Nigerians should try to increase trade and production so that we can start buying from other African countries and inter-country trade between different African countries to generate revenue for the continent, as opposed to, I said, see, before we start reaching the heights, that's a beautiful dream, it's a big dream, but we need to solve locally. In Nigeria, logistics is a problem. And for shipping and importation, exportation.
Have you done what's the courier service business before?
Bike. I don't get bike. I've affiliated with a business that had a bike.
Those people,
businesses.
Those people cry.
Do you get what I mean?
They cry.
See, for us to say we want to increase trade and manufacturing, logistics needs to be seamless. If still in Nigeria, hence why as one port is working, that's why this our logistics problem is not looking so big, because there's just Lagos action, actual ports functioning is just Lagos ports. By the time you open other ports to function in a certain way, by the way, we have about 5 to 6 other ports here in Nigeria that we don't talk about, but the most popular, of course, and the most structured and well functioning one is Lagos.
It's not well functioning. Go and don't tell that to Papa people.
I say it's not well functioning, but as in comparison to the others,
it's not as dormant as the other one.
And the waterways work. They have all the necessary.
See, just hold your governors accountable.
Do you understand what I mean?
Now, there was this news earlier in the year that I've forgotten the body that does it. People that forecast weather. They said that they're going to experience a lot of rainfall this year.
See the sun.
The states that were flooded last year, the governors there, I'm sure they did not see that news. So.
No.
It's when flood now comes, they're not going to beg federal government. And that it's time that
They will not even beg. Which kind of beg?
You're not even beg. They'll even close eyes. Say,
see, this is my area. We're in for it.
No, your area is...
We're gonna be swimming. God, I beg.
Your area is Atlantis.
God, I beg. See, before that time, God, I beg, just provide me with a vehicle. Vehicle.
Your area is Atlantis.
See, submerged underwater. A city underwater.
Please, people of Delta State, one day you'll be free. So the issue even you're helping Nigeria is that you have to now liberate the states one by one.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about now.
I want you have to liberate the states, you start with Southwest.
Why would you start with Southwest? No, I'm not saying,
okay, let's start from South. South and South. Then the whole South has to agree.
Yes.
And that whole South, there are like 3 countries in that South alone. They're not going to meet me do bet. How far?
The conversation is wide.
You people don't drink water because you talk when you go talk for North. Hey,
it's too much. It's a lot. Those are the deal breakers.
That one, the Kardashians. Now neither they say now beg and I go.
They would drill it into their minds.
We know the raise voice.
See,
I beg.
Whisper in the wind.
Hunger the kill.
We don't tire. Let us grow.
I beg.
Please and please.
Then we'll not say Nigeria is free.
See, but it's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
It's a lifetime marathon.
Yeah, let's put it together.
Even the countries that have it right, they're still fine-tuning their shit.
Do you understand? There's still some level of struggle.
Nurses are going on strike in the UK.
My dear. Nowhere is perfect.
Yeah.
But for the basics the level that we're fighting for now is for basics. Exactly. You guys, we cannot give
what
up.
We're asking for is, both people
they've solved that problem a long time ago.
We were still asking for normal mass.
Now
for that mass,
now the conversation is they are battling is how many genders are there.
The person
nobody
I have an answer.
Nobody has a ubiquitous. There's no ubiquitous answer.
Anybody asking that question, I have the answer.
What's the answer?
I said I just got it. I don't know.
Did you just see that video?
Yeah.
Oh my god, the guy is just like, oh man. But honestly, he was confused though. Yes. You know, he wasn't saying it as punchline.
Where somebody wants to fill an online form and not gender. The guy was not say Egbamio. I say, I never jam.
See, must be a shock. A lot of culture shocks that Nigerians, especially in the diaspora, are experiencing. Our love goes out to you guys, Sha.
All right, let's have a prop of the week.
Yep.
Prop of the week goes to our justice system. Surprisingly, they did something good again.
What God cannot do.
41-year-old man sentenced to prison for groping woman's breast. A Badagry magistrate's court.
I love it, Badagry.
Ordered the remand of a 41-year-old man for groping the breast of a woman.
I love it.
The court held that Lemo beat up his victim, Zainab Babalola, when she demanded he stop the unlawful act.
Can you imagine?
Chief Magistrate Father Musi Adefiyoye remanded Lemo after he pleaded guilty to a 2-count bordering on an assault. At least there's...
See, can we clap louder?
Remember in the 90s back there, when women go to market? Oh my Lord.
You not see the one that is happening in Boss every day. They are carrying on Insta blog.
I know they do. I know they follow Boss.
And based on say upgrade. Hey, Ayo, bless your girl. Bless me.
Let us say public transport.
Ayo, dash me money.
It's for cattle. It's cattle.
But all of us will have seen it. Yes. All of us have entered inside.
But we're never happy. No, everybody was happy.
See, shout out to those people that wear earpiece inside the bus. They are not interested. They've zoned out of the experience.
On a sunny day, you not enter bus. Why do you not stand up? Good afternoon, brothers and sisters in Christ.
Love it. Why? It says Sunday.
Why? Hot on a sunny day.
Hot afternoon sun on a Monday.
And before the driver now enters the bus to this thing, you don't talk, crack joke.
Also, the ones that will carry carton. My brothers and sisters, I don't bring the Ogbenge medicine. No, the Ogbenge medicine.
It's not Ogbenge medicine. See. 30 ways to be a billionaire.
See?
My brother, if you use these 30 ways and you are not a billionaire, ask for refund.
That advertisement that day.
I'll say, Oga. But the way I see you, nobody like
you don't get the
billions.
Why are you not having coffee with him right now?
Why you don't work for you?
In Munich.
No.
You're not having coffee somewhere or having
but
bread.
Shout out to this young court. You need to take sexual harassment and assault more seriously.
Very seriously.
It's good at things like this. How can you just go and grope a woman?
Pedophilia is another thing that we need to honestly look into.
You don't know I'm in the news all the time.
Yeah.
There is no day I don't see a story of pedophilia.
Are you serious?
There is no day. And these are the reported cases.
And it's always people close to them, closest to the children.
Father, stepfather.
Do you get what I mean?
Uncle, cousin.
How these children are put in your trust for a reason.
Neighborhood.
See.
God.
See, to be chopping off people's dicks on national TV.
Actually, that's the new one.
Yeah, on national
pedophilia, TV. That's the problem that Nigerian women would like that one. Because they with the crowd in there.
He's not
say, strike it! Strike it! No, but no, really. They need to. That one I agree.
See.
Castration. We should.
Do you understand?
We should from Sharia.
Exactly.
Cut their dicks off.
Anybody that sleeps with an underage person.
It's not the one that will say they will do surgery.
See, from the roots. Pew.
Pew. If
remove everything.
You die and bleed.
Do you understand?
Bleed and die.
Now you get that one.
What's that?
See, I was angry.
No.
I've never this your body.
You can't.
This your body language. I've never seen it in my life.
You can't be torturing children like that.
Oh my God, it's so crazy. Do you get what I mean?
Unacceptable.
See, and I think the part that also that begs, that kind of confuses me. Not like men kind of like are okay with this kind of thing.
I mean, you mean
some men.
I'm waiting for the day they'll make me chairman of Lora Terror Association. They now say they found a pedophile. I say, please, you know where they mix cement? Don't bring 1 liter.
I love it.
Molten cement. Oh yeah, that's the drinker.
I swear.
I'm not finished drinking. They walk, they go.
So wicked.
They walk, they go.
I love it. Make it block from inside. Make it solidify.
I tell you to bite pavement. When you bite pavement, so bush don't matter.
Oh.
Yeah. No,
it's like you're wicked though.
No, there's some things that I know
you don't play with.
I don't play with.
I love it.
Violence against children, violence against women.
Okay.
No.
Standing up for the oppressed.
They do my body. Like, why you gonna
the vulnerable?
How can you do this to a child?
I love it.
No, this one. No.
Like, what even attracts people to children?
You see, you know where ant hill is? You have to put your dick inside.
Why don't we see ant hills anymore?
Because they demolish all those places now.
That's crazy. Yes, no? I used to have an ant hill. We used to have an ant hill in my primary school.
As a child back then.
Yeah, a lot.
Put your dick inside the ant hill place like this. They let this to the ant.
See, the dick will be pulsating. For real.
Bro, you suffer. You wish death would come.
I swear.
It will not come.
It will be too painful.
It will not come.
Actually, death is too instant.
When we not beat you finish, we not tell you, take fine, you go.
Do you understand? No. We don't need you to, so that you resuscitate.
Energy drink. Give me a small gala.
Round two. I love it.
By the time they give it to the police, you wish you're dead.
See, you say, please end it all now.
I just want you there. Now you go wrong.
Do you understand? You will scream. He will scream first.
All right. Flop of the week.
Flop.
Let's end it. Lagos State government, with all the things that are tip-top priority in Lagos, decided to write a bulletin.
I love it.
About gangs of Lagos.
Communicate.
So Olu and Co. There are better things to do in Lagos. Than you be worrying about a movie. But we know why it touched you guys close to home.
It's about their powerful people.
Their powerful people.
The power hands.
Don't worry, brother. Don't worry. There are better things to do.
My God.
There are better things to do these next 4 years. Leave this one alone.
Please, can you open the gutters for the impending rains, please? That's one that is stopping me.
First of all, people stop throwing shit inside the gutters.
See, later.
People.
That's one thing that shocks me the most about Nigerians.
Honestly,
later.
They give me political power or something. I go just do like Diagbo.
Listen.
See, anybody you see that throw pure water inside this thing, 5 steps of the cave.
Immediately, too wide.
When you go home,
straight,
and you use baby powder to cool your back.
They burn you.
Next time, now you go to scoop the.
It's how people eat and just throw it on the ground. No. For me, you get the one way the government they do.
Yeah,
but
obviously. But for this one, Lagos State government, even the Saleko, when you go there, that place needs urgent attention. The urban planning everything needs to be done
better.
Whenever I go to Obalende, that canal
there's open.
That stinks.
See,
bro,
and people are throwing things inside there. Yeah, that's where they dispose their waste.
There. Come on, and that's like heritage site. All those places. But Lagos State government decides that it's a movie that's on Amazon Prime.
It's gangs of.
They will type manifesto for.
Yeah, Toby Bakary. See, I'm sure when someone saw him, he beats his finger. He had a finger biting moment.
This is I see Toby. I'll clear you.
You, Omoyi, I will show you. Yeah. I'll deal with you. You're trying to tell the people what's going on in this city. I'll deal with you. All right. Thank you guys for listening. It's been a blast. Always. Yeah. Please don't forget to subscribe to our newsletter. By force, by fire. And follow us on all social media platforms at 334 Essential Podcast. Definitely. Please, not essentials, you guys. Essential. It is the essential podcast for the Nigerian populace. Yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening and working with us. Until we come again next week. Stay kind. Peace. Are you tired of worrying about how your loved ones back home will pay for their healthcare needs? Sending money isn't enough. You need a solution that ensures the funds you send are used specifically for healthcare costs. WellaHealth Diaspora is that solution that helps Nigerians in the diaspora send money specifically for healthcare back home. It's simple. Here's how it works. When you buy a health voucher on WellaHealth, they will contact you on how you'd prefer to spend your voucher on your family. They'll deliver quality healthcare to them
and report back to you. With WellaHealth Diaspora, you'll get access to telemedicine services, regular checkups, medicine fulfillment, and health plans. Plus, you can trust that the money you send is utilized for healthcare, and the chance of being defrauded is removed. Don't wait until it's too late to take care of your family's health needs. Your family's health is too important to delay. Act now and start sending love and care to your family back home with WellaHealth Diaspora. Are you still here? Hurry! Visit www.wellahealth.com/diaspora to start sending health vouchers to your loved ones in Nigeria today.